The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Topping up, Dolly Vision streaming real. True crime scene blast feels so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light. Topping up, Dolly Vision streaming real. True crime scene blast feels so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light.
What up, YouTube? It is Dolly back in the house. And of course, I got the beautiful PJ with me today. And we're going to be talking about a lot of crazy stuff. We got a lot of stuff to go over with you guys today. Everything from Sebastian Rogers and his crazy crew to Michael Monkey Vaughn, Summer Wells, Karen Reed, you name it. We are talking about it here today. But first, of course, I need your DNA. Where do I need it at,
On the
BJ?
like button.
Button, okay, on the damn like button, people. We need you to drop, kick it, elbow smash it, headbutt it. We
don't headbutt it.
Headbutt it. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to that woman. Headbutt that like button. And if you brand new, stub up. Ring the bell for notifications. PJ, we're almost at 63,000. 63,000 people watch our ugly face. Okay. Well, my ugly face and PJ's
you
beautiful
know you're
face.
not ugly. Shut up.
Right? So
He's
make
about
sure
10 of y'all to tell him he's pretty. Come
I
on
need
now.
10 people to tell me I'm lovely today. Okay. And look, but for real, if you're watching for the first time, sub up, ring the bell, that good stuff, right? What do you want to kick off into? You want to go right into the Sebastian Rogers since we got the thumbnail up and
that's the main part of the stream. Now I'm looking for this timestamp and you got me all started, all not ready.
Okay, I got you all not ready. Okay, well, let me give my warnings real quick then. Dolly Vision is for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of damn chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion, people. Straight satire. The caller's opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on the Dolly. Everyone on YouTube is guilty to proven innocent, okay? But in the real world, you're innocent to proven guilty. Also, the biggest one of them all. Don't try to be Dolly at home. You can end up a DoorDash driver. You don't want that. You don't need it in your life, okay?
You don't.
So don't try to be Dolly at home.
I think I found it.
Okay. So we're jumping into this story?
Yes.
Which one?
Sebastian.
Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, goes missing February 26th, 2024, Hendersonville, Tennessee. I was about to say New York. Do you know I was about to say New York? Yeah, I wonder if there's a Hendersonville, New York. But I was about to say Hendersonville, New York.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just wanted to roll off my tongue, right? It just wanted to roll out there. Like, I don't even know if there's a Hendersonville, New York or not. But this thing has turned into an absolute circus. Okay. Right. I'm talking lions, tigers, and bears, grifters, con artists, liars, cheats, people that fucking live in a fairy tale world and this makeup shit. It's been a little bit of, we've had bounty hunters, intelligence agencies, you name it, everything has happened in the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. And like, if you see my post on the community, it basically said the scams are falling apart. That is right. Let's get the Dolly Vision Justice Tour back on the road. And we're working on that. I was speaking with PJ about that right before the show of locations that Dolly's going to. Okay. The tour is going to kick back off. All right. It's about that time of the year that Dolly gets on the road. We start jumping on jet planes, right? Limousine riding, jet flying, styling, profiling. Okay. We go, woo. All right. Don't worry.
Did you just turn into Ric Flair?
I just turned into Ric Flair. Okay, I just turned straight.
I was like looking down and I was like, holy shit, is that Ric Flair next to me?
Okay.
Not quite.
So like I said, everything's been involved in this. And you know, the RICO lawsuit. Anybody remember the RICO? I wanted a little bit of pico with my tacos, but they tried to name me in a RICO. Remember that RICO lawsuit that Dolly was named in? Anybody remember that? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, I'm watching you. I'm looking at you, right? Apparently, the RICO lawsuit has been thrown out of court. Completely. Okay. So Seth Rogers and his merry band of misfits have lost this lawsuit that they were threatening all these YouTubers with.
That was the first case in Pennsylvania that had an anti-slap.
Now, these people are responsible for paying the attorneys in the fees,
and they don't know how much yet because they have to go to trial
of the people they sued. Okay, so these people that took out these frivolous lawsuits,
they could ask for punitive damages.
Yes, they may have to pay out the ass for trying to sue people for no reason,
and now there's a case law.
Backfire. That's what you call a YouTube backfire. Bow right back in your face, right? So, you know, now these people are all big mad and they're scrambling and a lot of their, yes, the green team is falling apart at the seams. Okay. At the seams, they cannot seem to keep their shit together. People are constantly defecting from them. Did you send me that video?
Yes.
Okay. Let me pull this video up for you guys. And PJ, do you want to tell them what we're going to go over?
The phone call between Seth and Justin first, and I have the timestamp too.
Okay, what's the timestamp?
2 hours, 42 minutes, and 40 seconds.
2 hours, 42 minutes. Okay. All right. God, that dude's hair plugs are fucking... Oh Lord, it's like he's missing a few plugs. Okay, hold on.
Oh no,
they need to fire the doctor that put them hair plugs. It looked like Brett Michaels did his hair. Oh my God,
you have to go to the doctor for that?
I'm sure you got to go somewhere for hair plugs. They got to stab them bitches into your hair. Oh. Holy weaves, Batman. Oh holy God. Weaves. Okay, so let me share the screen.
Okay.
I mean, I heard that dude had a bunch of money. He could have got better hair plugs than that. My Lord.
Be nice.
Oh, that was nice. You don't want to hear me be mean. All right. You don't want to hear me be mean. Okay. So let's share this phone call. All right. Let's do it. We got to listen.
While at school.
Slow ass talking.
You can speed him up a little bit. I'm surprised I did.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, your face.
Everything's
Oh
so
my
dramatic.
God.
Can y'all hear that, guys? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear that out there. Who has
These
the flow?
people.
This guy you listening to?
Well, it's on X.
I want to address this real quick.
Okay.
It's bad enough what this pervy ass dude says here, but to hear I hate to say this because people might be like, Dolly's a homophobe.
That's
right?
what they always say when
Right.
they get mad. At
But
you.
to see a male that's into other guys talk about a kid touching himself, like, why is this man over there, this man that likes what he likes, worried about this kid touching
The
himself?
whole topic is so cringy to me.
It's not. He shouldn't be if any man up here addresses touching herself, it shouldn't be a man talking about that likes men talking about kids touching themselves. Okay. And if you want to call me a homophobe or whatever you want to call me, you call me, and I don't care. That's just my honest thought, is he should not be up here worried about a kid touching himself, because you a little bit weird. And from what, Molly and them said, you travel around with toys, and I ain't talking about the toys you Hot Wheel cars, motherfucker.
Too much.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
He shouldn't be doing this. It's nasty. It's inappropriate to me.
We didn't need to know that.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
Okay. It is what it is. I mean, listen, out of all people that could have addressed this situation and addressed it in a situation like this, it shouldn't have been a homosexual male. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, his father's sitting there talking with him as if it's no big deal. So if
why
he has a problem,
see, this is another thing. Seth's sitting up there talking with him about this stuff, and just like Seth put out the whole he was sexually assaulted stuff. Like, why are y'all putting out this boy's personal life out there? What if he's out there? What if he is alive?
Wait. This comment that he's getting ready to read off of Twitter is from an account that's a troll. I think they have troll in their name on their account. It's nothing that's verified. So, like, he's not putting out nothing. We don't know that much about this poor child's life. Like, we can't put that on that boy because we don't know that for sure.
Yeah, well, I just think these are things he shouldn't be talking about. And if he is talking about it, he shouldn't be talking about them with this guy.
I agree.
Okay.
On the internet.
Everybody. And let's just say Sebastian Rogers is alive and well out there. He has to come back and see the things that people are saying. Now, if this is say he wanted to keep what happened to him personal, or what's going on with him personal.
What do you mean?
Absolutely, I think so. Well, some people, come out and speak out about abuse and things like that. It makes them feel better. They get it off their chest. I mean, I can understand that. But we got this man, right? Not much of a man, but he's bringing up things about a kid pleasuring himself in school.
It just gets weirder every day. It gets
like, you can't make this shit up. Like, it is disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. Now, I have heard rumors of stuff like this, but people speculate and throw theories out on everything. Okay, people do this. They start to saying the most disgusting, foul stuff, that he may have been exposing himself and things like this. Now, he's going to use this. They put a diaper on him to stop him from doing these things. What the hell is a diaper going to stop? You've had
a belt.
A belt.
It's worded that it was used to deter from just having hands in pants. That's as nicely as I can say it. I don't even feel comfortable saying it.
But here's the thing: is if that's the case, right? Wouldn't a belt just suffice? Why would you need the diaper?
I think it had more to.
The diaper is because Sebastian Rogers were having accidents. Only a perv.
And that's the chromosome deletion syndrome he has that as a side effect. So that's nothing like the bad stuff that everybody.
But in the dude's mind, he's thinking Sebastian's touching himself because maybe that's what he did as a kid. You know what I'm saying? While he was sitting in school.
We can't go there.
It is disgusting. It's
beyond
disgusting. He shouldn't have addressed this stuff.
Trigger warning.
It's like it's humiliating to the child. Right? Seth should have shut it down, and he didn't. Like, you don't worry about the boy's personal life, what he does
not only did
behind closed doors or anything like that.
I'm sorry.
Okay?
I'm trying really hard not to talk over you. But not only did he not shut it down, he kind of just glazed over it and commented like, well, it's been a long time since I've worn diapers. And then he didn't mention nothing really more. And then he started talking about something completely different that had to do with his Toadie's reputation.
Sebastian allegedly had accidents in the house. Okay.
Mhm.
We know this. We've been known that. And the reason for the diapers were because of these accidents.
Mhm.
Chris and Katie and everybody made this clear in the beginning. Seth acts like he didn't have to wear diapers at his house, but Seth never sent him to school.
Right.
Okay.
So if there was a thing like him having accidents
He was
all the
only
time, like in school.
He was only at Seth's house 4 days a month. Seth acts like half the time he didn't wear diapers. There was just a very small amount of time that he didn't wear these because he was using the bathroom, in the bed, and also at Seth's house he had accidents. Seth clearly said he had accidents.
That's why I wanted to cover it and say it like I did, because already in chat, it's probably also because of the alleged abuse at home. And someone says, where is it? Yes, abuse can cause those problems. He had chromosome deletion syndrome, and that is a sign of that disorder.
Yeah, it can happen. But you're right. Certain abuses can cause kids to use the bathroom.
But we don't know that. I don't want to put that on him.
We don't know the circumstances, but what we do know is they shouldn't be up here talking about this boy playing with himself. Okay?
They shouldn't be talking about
that. They shouldn't be doing that. Okay? And especially the person that's doing it, it's nasty. It's nasty to even think that you got a guy. I don't even know how to say this in a nice way. So I'm just going to leave that alone. Okay. I'm just going to leave that alone. But this man that's up here with all this makeup on shouldn't be thinking about little boys playing with themselves. Okay. He shouldn't be talking about that stuff. He shouldn't be saying that type of shit. Right. And a parent, as a man, if you started to talk to me about stuff like that, I would have shut him down in a matter of a couple seconds. You got to hear this, because we just want this. When you think you've heard it all, okay,
it just gets worse.
It just gets worse. It just gets worse. Like, this is not helping bring Sebastian home. Sitting around worried about it, Sebastian, what he's doing with his Willie, ain't going to bring Sebastian home. If people would take some of this time to get out there and put all this energy they got into searching for Sebastian Rogers, we may not be here right now. And some of these people have turned it into a clown show. Seth has turned his own disappearance of his child into a clown show. He's allowed all these terrible people, right? You see the people got their RICO thrown out. Them same people are now doing the same type of shit in the Summer Wells case.
Or they're trying to.
And this, oh my God, listen. If you a bounty hunter, be a bounty hunter. If you want to be a reporter, because they originally started off as wanting to do reporting and news media group. If you want to do those things. Okay, nobody has a problem with a media group doing media. Nobody has a problem with a bounty hunter bounty hunting people. Okay, not a problem with that. But stay the fuck out of missing kids and doing the things you're doing. It's unnecessary. It's uncalled for. Stick to what you do. Okay? Get out there, interview Bill Cosby, fucking chase after Turtle Boy. I don't care, right? That don't affect true crime. That don't affect missing kids. If you want to hunt down everybody that's wanted for fucking operating a meth lab, then arrest them fucking people, chase them down. But these people have no right in the missing kids sector. Yeah. Okay, leave that shit to the Center for Lost and Missing and Exploited Children. Leave that shit to John Walsh. Leave that shit to Nancy Grace. Leave that to the professionals that this is what we do. Don't jump into something because this is the trendy thing, or this is going to get you clicks and views, or it's going to help you sell a fucking book. Fuck your book, okay? You can take your book, turn that bitch sideways, and stick it right up your ass. Nobody cares about your book, okay? These are missing kids. It's important. You cannot do this in missing kids cases. And people, as the viewers, as a true crime community, we cannot allow it. We cannot allow this shit to happen. We have to nip some of this shit in the bud before it gets out of hand, right? And we've seen how quickly it can snowball into a shit show, right? It's like a shit storm. You know how you have Sharknado? Now we got Shitnado, right? With fucking, we got bounty hunters flying around in barns and fucking what beavers and fucking gophers, psychic fucking people, snakes on this plane, woodchucks. Right? Woodchucks, you name it. It's all been in this. And when does it become enough? All right. When does it become enough?
And who's the one to tell everybody that it's enough? Like, it's like they've taken over almost.
Me, I'm telling you, it's enough. It is enough. I've had enough of it. Like, oh my God. Okay. Just stop. Stop and think about what you were doing before you do it. Right? People are just reacting and they're not sitting around and thinking about what they're doing and who this hurts and what's appropriate and what's inappropriate. Right? And soon as you had these people come in like TikTok Tony, right? Everything to me, I put a lot of blame on this individual because at that point, everything
hit the fan.
Everything hit the fan. Everybody that could fucking leech onto something, leached onto it, and they're allowing it, right? And I know people are like, Dolly, why do you give Seth such a hard time? It's because of the people he surrounds himself with and allow to do these horrible, disgusting things that they are doing. Do I approve of Chris and Katie? No. I'm suspicious of those people. But do I approve of what's going on what shit show the father has allowed to turn this case into? Absolutely not. You got people like this dude up here worried about a kid playing with himself and not, and making up stories and adding things, getting shit taken off of Nancy Grace. Part of their little clique, right, of misfits, of scandalous ass people like Bullhorn Betty and your damn monkey boys and you just all these people that have been pushing this narrative for the green team, right? If you're part of the green team at this point or affiliate of the green team, you are a YouTube fucking joke. Okay, you have no credibility in the true crime sector anymore. And if anybody gives you any, they're a fucking idiot. That's my opinion. Okay, if you think any of these people are legit in true crime, you know shit about true crime. You know nothing. In 3 years, I have seen so much go down in true crime that it absolutely blows my mind. I looked as an outsider in 3 years ago and said, oh man, there's so many good people. They're doing the right things. I want to be a part of that. 3 years later, I'm like, oh my God, I came into the worst sector on YouTube of the sorriest, grimiest fucking people on the planet. And that is the truth. Okay. If you out there wanting to create a true crime channel right now, watching this, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. I'm warning you now. Don't do it. All right. Let's play this because I want the people to hear for themselves this conversation that went down. I believe it's inappropriate.
Before you get started, make sure you let Seth finish on the part where he starts talking about Julie, because I have the clip of that afterwards.
Okay.
She said stuff that's very relevant, and she was part of their
green team.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people defecting from the green team right now, and I
don't think they really ever fully accepted her, but she seems to have her own mind, and she actually, in her video from today, she actually tells it like it is. Basically, at one point, she goes to explain how she was sticking up for Justin when you were saying something about his Nancy Grace coverage. And she was basically saying how stupid she was because now he's done turn on her, and he's the one that's been bullying her. He's acting like she's below him because she's a woman.
Well,
and
here's the thing. It's yeah, people, they hate on me at the time, right? They hate, fuck Dolly.
you are right, though.
But Dolly is the one that is honest with you, right? I'm the one up here not trying to be friends with these people. I don't give a shit about none of them. Okay, absolutely none of them. So I have no reason to come up here and lie, right? I'm not in bed with these people. I don't owe anybody shit. None of these people built my channel. They didn't help me get to 63,000 people. I don't owe them shit. Okay. So I have no reason to come up here and lie to people about everything. But then they always see it, right? And that pisses me off, right? That pisses me off because why didn't you believe me in the beginning when I told you the truth, right?
Well, they wanted to fit in. It's not even necessarily that they didn't believe you. It's that they've made friends in that chat and the group of people that they're chatting with in that channel.
But T-Rev said you're a goofy. I am a goofy. Okay. I am a goofy. But there's one thing I'm not. I'm serious about these missing kids. I'm serious about this shit. This is what I do. Am I a goofy natured, happy person? Yes, I am. But these people piss me off, right? Listen, I'm going to use Nancy as an example. I used to be scared as shit of Nancy because she was always mad. Top mom, where's the parents, right? And I just thought this was the craziest woman on the planet, right? I was scared of Nancy. Now Nancy Grace is one of my favorite people in the world. It's not anger, it's passion. Nancy really gives a fuck, right? Where a lot of these news reporters, because she got her money already, she's rich, right? Hers is passion. She don't do it for the money anymore. She does it because she's passionate. She's angry. And I didn't understand why she was so angry, but now I get it. When you get into this stuff and there's so many people doing this and that, it pisses you off, right? You turn straight into Nancy. Where's the ball? Right? I get that shit now. I 100% get it. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people. And some people just don't understand that in it. They think I'm mad at somebody or I'm jealous of this person.
It's always that. That's always the explanation, is that you're jealous.
But it's none of that. I can care two shits less about you. These people don't affect my life any. When I lay down, I'm still sleeping on a Mr. Pillow, right? When I go watch TV, I'm still watching my big screen. You know, you don't affect, these people don't affect my life. I've worked my life, my whole ass off, my whole life to have the things I have, and nothing's going to change that.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm where I can say what the hell I want to say anytime I say it. And if it pisses you off, I don't even care. Okay. I don't even care if it pisses you off. If you know real, I'm a strong believer in real recognizes real. And I only want the real people around me anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want fake people around me. So if you're a fake person and you don't rock with me, then go rock with somebody else. Okay. There's 1 billion people on YouTube. You can flip through channels till you die. That's how many people are on YouTube. So, like I said, I'm going to be real up here no matter what. And if you want some realness, you in the right place, because that's what you're going to get here. None of that bullshit. None of that kissing each other's ass. No holding hands and singing Kumbaya. None of that. Okay. We're going to tell it like it is when that is the case. So let's play this.
Did you see Fuzzy Bedhead gave 5 memberships?
Thank you, Fuzzy Bedhead. I was on a rant. I
And
like
it
when
looked
I
like-
go hard, I go hard. I go in the paint.
Why are you screaming though?
I like
And
to
it looked
think.
like Nina
Tourette's.
said a super sticker.
Thank
I
you,
just want to
Nina.
make sure before we get behind on any of them.
Don't be judging my disability. I got Tourette's. Okay. My
Okay.
autism is kicking in.
Okay.
Leave me alone. All right.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
So here we go. This is what Trollbot at Tracy F.
See, that's the name, Trollbot.
Trollbot is the name of the comment he's reading. Why is he reading comments from a
That's
troll
what I want to know.
and worried about what a boy is doing with himself?
Oh, God. Just
0427. This is the new excuse of why I cannot believe these people of why they're saying Sebastian is wearing diapers.
How did he even find this
Why does he talk so fucking slow? Why do I feel like I'm going in reverse right now?
Want to know why? You asked. Sebastian was having a hard time at school keeping his hands out of his pants and possibly exposing himself to other children. The diapers were a deterrent, as was the belt. That's while at school, his pants were to remain up. There, oh, hold on 1 second.
Oh, no, his phone
Hello?
just magically rings.
1 second.
This is not planned, you guys. That's what he wants you to think.
1 second.
It's because they push a narrative and he's in on it. So Seth's gonna call him and say what he wants him to say. They control these channels. Like I can name a whole handful of channels that TikTok, Tony, and Seth they try to control. That's why they got these non-disclosure agreements where they can't talk bad about Seth and shit like that.
Oh, sorry, guys. I didn't have it on the phone with me. Guys, I have Seth R. Rogers.
Seth R. Rogers. These people are bought and sold like fucking used cars, like an 87 Buick. Okay, they're bought and sold like that.
He sounds like one of those Amazon book writers that Nancy has up on her show.
Seth
R. Rogers.
He's a tragedy pimp. Listen, now I used to think that tragedy pimp shit was the worst shit.
That is the stupidest word still to me.
Right, tragedy pimp. If you cover true crime, you're a tragedy pimp. But I don't think that's the case. I think some of these people do tragedy pimp shit. Okay, I don't think talking about true crime and kids and stuff is tragedy pimping. I think tragedy pimping is when you're taken from this community and you're not giving nothing back but a slap to your hoe.
Well, see, that's the problem, though. You can't determine who's actually doing that. Like, nobody knows what we really do behind the scenes, or who we give to, or what we've donated to, or what all we've given to the community, or what all you put back into your studio. And
but I'm just saying, what you see on YouTube, you can come to a certain judgment on people. Just, I mean, you may get an idea. Like, we don't know what hair plug boy's doing behind the scenes. We don't, right? We don't
know he's lying about stuff.
He could be a saint. We know he's lying up here, right? But he could be a saint behind the scenes. I ain't saying that's the case, but I don't think so. Okay, I'm going to honestly say I do not think, some of the things he's done as far as showing Kylie Rodney's body
and making sure she was clothed. That's the part that you keep forgetting.
Yeah,
he's done shit like this entire time.
Well, I know he don't want to see naked girls. Okay,
I mean, but still, the fact that he was looking for that specifically is concerning to me.
It's disgusting behavior because I know that
it was blurred out for a reason, sir.
He is a photo op person.
I mean, yeah.
Let me show up and take a photo and then let me leave. He's done it in everything. He's done it in Sebastian Rogers. He's done it in Quentin Simon. He's done it in Summer Wells, and it's going to be hard for me to get through this because I just think this is something that he shouldn't be discussing and he shouldn't be worried about. Why not worry about what can you do to bring Sebastian home, right? Talking about him in his private parts, is that going to bring Sebastian Rogers home?
I don't understand why he found this comment somewhere and decided to pull it up.
Because he's thinking about that.
It's weird.
That interests him, right?
It's just weird.
That interested him.
It seems plain, though, when you play and you hit play and you hear Seth come up here. He's like, oh, hey, guys, what are we talking about today? Like, he's like just happened to be skipping along and just
stumbled across it.
It feels weird.
They're in bed behind the scenes together. Okay, all these people rehearsed it. They're having little fucking meetings. They're in little group chats and all this stuff, right? And then they act like, oh, this is a surprise to me. Y'all playing this shit, okay? All right, let's do it. I'll stop interrupting.
Hello, Seth.
Sorry, hold on. Let me. I was logging in to watch you. What are y'all discussing? That way I'm not.
Well, someone on Twitter is
Okay, I
now
gotta pause it again. If he didn't know what they were discussing, why would he call them?
That's
Right? Make that shit make
listen.
good sense. Why would he call him if he didn't know what he was discussing? I walked in and seen you was live, so I called.
Is it my turn yet?
Yes, go ahead.
While all this was occurring, Julie Skolnick was live on her channel reading out the anti-slap approval or the denial to the RICO case, and they wanted her to follow their direction, and so they couldn't talk in her chat because they don't actually follow her, even though she was supposed to be on their side. And she had a thing up where you had to be there for 2 weeks before you could talk. So they couldn't get her to answer her phone, and they were trying to call from all the numbers they had. Julie actually said they had quite a few, more than she's ever seen. And so he comes up there after he finishes discussing this disgusting topic. He goes right on into, I called Julie, and I even called from Tony's phone, and she's just up there. Just you'll listen to it. It's just, that's why I think part of the reason why he called.
It seems like anybody that has halfway common sense or any decency about them, soon as they get around them, they get the fuck away from
they
them.
recognize it,
right?
And if they have,
they get
right.
they get away from them. We've seen that with Pascal. Anybody that has
people that are not able to be bought.
Yeah, anybody that has a shred of decency, once they see these people, they're like, I don't want no parts in that, right? All right. I just wanted to call that Seth is full of shit, because you wouldn't have called him if you didn't know what was being discussed. Okay, you knew what was being discussed when you called in there. And this goes into, one of those things why I don't trust Seth.
Did you know Seth signed an affidavit saying that he searched for days only?
I believe it. I'm surprised he did that. If you want to call that searching,
yeah,
right? And I don't even call it that. Okay, I call that putting on a show, in my opinion. All right. Now I'll try not to pause it. They anger me, right?
They talk so slow too. It's hard to just
get
through it.
Yes.
Saying that the reason, to me, it sounds like a certain person, but allegedly Sebastian was having a hard time at school keeping his hands out of his pants and possibly exposing himself to other children. That's why the diapers were used as a deterrent, as was the belt, while he was at school, so his pants would remain up. Sounds like someone, in my opinion.
Sounds like who?
Sounds like
I
someone.
mean, it's been a while since I wore a diaper. But I believe those things probably itch and make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, but they're
he's
saying that
he said, I believe those things probably make you itch and make you uncomfortable. He said, it's been a while since I've worn a diaper. And then he said, but I believe those things make you itch and make you uncomfortable. I can't even believe that oh my God.
That he's exposing himself to kids in school, and
he didn't even touch on that. He literally went to the whole aspect of them making him wear diapers and how uncomfortable he must have been. That was his response just now.
And this is all coming from a comment that the name is Troll.
Yeah, Trollbot.
Trollbot. Okay, Trollbot done said these things, and this was for him to go, okay.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They'll take anything and run with it.
Miss IMO Fletcher said, your answer should have been STFU. Yes, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about my kid like that. That's not appropriate for us to converse about right now.
Okay,
like,
let's just say he exposed himself in front of the whole world every day. What does that got to do with him missing?
Nothing.
What does that got to do with him missing, or where the hell he's at?
Nothing. And it's none of our business. I'm appalled.
They're not discussing the kid being gone. They're discussing the kid wearing diapers.
They want to make his household and the people that raised him be bad. So they're going to point at anything and everything they can. Oh, he had to wear those because, they're itchy and they probably are uncomfortable.
If he was having accidents, what was they supposed to do to help him with these
Let him walk
accidents?
around in school with wet clothes. I don't know. These people are sick. I can't relate. I can't tell
I mean,
you
if he needed, now I don't know. It's not I wasn't there. I didn't live with Sebastian Rogers. But if he was using the bathroom all over the place, even for adults, let's just say you're 80 and you have bladder issues. What do they do for adults?
Make sure you're not wet. And
they give you Depends, right? It depends on the situation.
And see, you've got people in here that have been members that, you know, I'm not calling out, but the comment states, Chris started it. Ma'am, please tell me how.
Well,
I know, why is it always when one side does something bad and we decide to discuss it, it's always, well, the other one did it too, or the other one started it.
There's things that Chris was doing I don't agree with.
Exactly.
Right?
We understand
Absolutely.
that. We all know that.
But none of us really know the situation because none of us was there. But what we do know is this is not going to bring Sebastian home. This is kind of inappropriate to even be discussing as an adult if a child is touching himself or not, or doing inappropriate things. That don't have anything to do with Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers being missing or us doing things to help find Sebastian Rogers. Now you're getting into personal things of that nature. And listen, any young male knows what young males do. You know, all us guys know what, you know, and it's just not appropriate to be talking about, right? It's like Sebastian didn't do nothing that no other guy that's watching this has ever done. Okay. He ain't done nothing that any female in here watching ain't never done. Okay. Some of these things are natural occurrences with kids and you're growing up and trying to figure out who the hell you are, what's going on. Okay. But for these people to be discussing this when they believe Sebastian's alive. Sebastian could see this.
Yeah.
Would you want to see people discussing those things about you? Right? Even as an adult, would you want to click on YouTube and people are talking about your wang and talking about you exposing yourself? And this kid could possibly be out there. Now, myself, my opinion is something bad has happened to Sebastian. And the odds are statistically that Sebastian is no longer with us. Okay. That's just the odds and the statistics that he's no longer with us. But the dad should have shut this down. He should have shut it down and been like, look, let's tell the people, let's use this time to tell people what you can do to help bring Sebastian awareness to Sebastian. Help me search. We need to raise money for billboards. We need to, you know, all these things you think they would be doing, they're not doing. They're just not doing it. And it's
not only are they not doing it, when we get to the next video with Julie, it almost seems like they're trying to stop and deter people from doing it that are trying to do it.
Lynn said the same thing, that she felt like once they got involved with her, they didn't want her searching anymore.
Right. It's weird. Like, what? Listen,
I've been saying it for a while. If this child is found, this all ends. And they don't want it to end. Now, I want it to end. I want all of it to end for all these missing kids. There's always something to talk about here on YouTube, right? There's always somebody's going to turn something into a circus always. So there's always something to talk about. If it ended right now, this very second, I would fucking celebrate. I would jump for joy. I'd be dancing around the house. We'd be going to the club tonight. I'd be out dancing, right? I'd be so happy for this to end. Some of these people don't want that. And I've known it for a while that they say one thing, but they really want another.
Yeah, because actions, like I always say, you can say whatever you want to say, but if your actions don't show what you're saying to coincide, then it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's try to get through this.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
And I'm pretty sure that somebody did want him wearing the belt while he's wearing, you know, pull-ups or diapers or whatever it is that they were putting him in, so that people couldn't see it. Right. When it started to wonder what's going on. But that's just, you know, again, you're talking to, you know, the father of Sebastian.
I gotta touch on this. Yeah. When you are a 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old boy, there's natural things that happen. Okay. There's certain occurrences that will happen as a male. Okay. Where it's perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal. It ain't something that's not normal. It ain't something that you got to wear a belt or a baby diaper. These are things that are naturally going to occur. Okay.
I'm just.
And this allegedly is two men talking and they don't know these things.
But no, he's trying to again point the direction to be, hey, the bad people here. We're making him wear the belt now because that would hide the fact that he had a diaper on, so nobody could see the diaper because the belt kept his pants up.
To me, what it sounds like is this is all about him going through that time of life where things are happening with his body. Not so much him urinating on himself.
I don't know.
Right?
We can't
but
say that.
Natural things that are happening that they were
That's
trying
what
to
the
hide.
troll account was trying to allude to, but the comments that we're getting from his father, who he likes to say, the kid is mine, only mine, my kid, my son, mine. It sounds like something in kindergarten to say.
Seth has said himself that he had accidents at his house. Right?
And he got mad about it.
So if he had accidents at Seth's house and you got him coming over there with diapers on because he's having accidents at his house, right? So he's wearing the diapers because he's having accidents.
I believe so.
He's not
he's
wearing.
Got the chromosome disorder, which actually has that as a side effect. So, like, it's not like he's being abused, like people are alleging. It's not like he's doing the things Justin is saying here. He simply has the chromosome issue. That can cause that.
We see Chris teach him how to ride a bike, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't his father teach him how to ride a bike?
He claims he did. He said the video was AI.
He says the video was AI?
Yes.
That AI created that video.
He's the one that actually taught him how to ride his bike. Yeah.
That is bullshit. That is bullshit. Chris, listen, that child at that age should have already knew how to ride a bike.
Well, didn't I send you the video of him? You should play that video. I never actually saw the whole video. I saw clips of it, but it was like the little video where he's
riding the excavator,
and he's teaching him step by step how to. And that's why I can't even believe these people came out here and told us that this child was slow. He literally, Chris was standing there telling him, "All right, now pull this lever and turn this." Like, and he had patience. I wouldn't have had all that patience.
Yeah,
and he's sitting there doing it.
Did he really say that it was an AI video? Or are you messing with me?
No, he said
it. That is some shit right there. That is some shit right there. The man sounded like a proud parent teaching him how to ride the bike. I was even blown away by it. I was like, because I got an impression that Chris is a really bad guy, right? And then I seen the video of him teaching him to ride the bike and how proud he was that he's like, keep pedaling. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why didn't Seth teach him how to ride a bike?
He had 4 days a month.
Yeah, but before Chris even came into the picture, you got to remember Chris has only been with the kid for 7 years, right? So at 9 years old, that kid didn't know how to ride a bike. Kids ride bikes at 3 and 4 years old. Okay. By the time I was jumping ditches by the time I was 10, right? Wrecking bikes, freestyle bicycling, like. And I didn't even know my dad. You know what I'm saying? Damn. A kid in the neighborhood showed me how to ride a bike. I picked it up like that, right? I was like, okay. But, to see that and then see Chris, teaching him to use the excavator and things like that is maybe he wasn't as bad as people are making it out to be. Maybe his home life wasn't as bad as what we're in here. We heard it was bad through Seth, right?
Right.
But Seth also holds some bitterness and some vengeance too, right? Now, I don't agree with Chris whipping the child. I absolutely don't.
I don't either.
But if you think about it, if Seth is completely hardly ever in the picture, then maybe the whipping is more acceptable than I think it is. It makes me reconsider my thought on the spanking the child. If you're the main male figure in the kid's life, at that point I thought Seth was doing more.
Yeah.
Right, but it don't seem like he did.
And that's what I was trying
to
explain to you, and I wasn't doing a very good job when I kept trying to tell you, well, You know, like if you're the main adult and male figure, and that's how the wife wants it or whatever, and like they're all aware of it. They're all aware of it. That's another thing. The CPS reports everybody discusses all of the time, which we never should have had any information on, in my opinion. There's something in that I've not seen personally. I've been told by at least 50 people, but that states that Seth was told about it. And that he's very well aware of the incident.
I truly believe Seth knew what was going on in that house. I think he knew. I think he acts like he didn't know what was happening, or
because it makes him the victim.
Yeah.
Because then he's poor Seth. His kid was being abused. He didn't know about it. Now, you know, he's here and he doesn't have his kid.
I just think less of Seth now because of all these bad people around him, and he allows it. He allows all this stuff to go on, and he don't care.
Right, because if you talk against it, he tells you to fuck off.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get through the rest of this. Sorry, guys. I just, some of this stuff I have to give my opinion on. I can't just sit here and shut up while they do these things. So I know I've been stopping it a lot, but it just puts a bad taste in my mouth.
I mean, I still feel bad for the guy his kid's missing.
I do. And I pray to God for all of them that the kid is found. They can figure that shit out, right?
Yeah.
Let them figure it out. But I just pray he's found. And even if he's not with us, I pray he's found. And can you imagine what this is going to turn into if he's not found? Mm-hmm. It's already a damn clown show, right? What is it going to be if he's not found?
Have to have him in pull-ups or any of that sort of stuff.
Right. Because
I don't have Twitter or X, so
I don't get on it either.
What?
Seeing that Julie was actually live,
Uh-huh.
and unfortunately, you have to be subscribed to her for more than 2 weeks. So I sent a text message, and then I tried to call her, and she's on the
So he's worried
about Julie, fuck him and feed him beans, Julie.
He is such a
okay. Hold on. Look, I gotta stop it there.
That guy.
Fuck him and feed him beans, Julie.
That was a line in an Eminem song.
This is the guy that says he don't do drama, right? He don't do drama. Fuck him and feed him beans, Julie. I don't do drama. I don't do that shit.
No, not at all.
This dude, oh my God. I try to tell people behind the scenes he's a shitbag.
Oh, right? Well, this video of Julie next is going to tell it.
A shit person all the way around, right?
His makeup is dripping. He's coming undone a little bit.
Like, this dude that you see on the screen with his pretty face and his fucked up hair plugs, right, is a piece of shit. Okay, he is just a grimy, dirty, sorry ass person. That has nothing to do with his sexuality. That has to do with his personality. Okay, he is a shit bag. And if you're like, no, I can't believe you're picking on him. You don't know what I know. Okay, you just must not see what I see. This person is the biggest piece of drama. Okay. Around now, who loves drama more than anybody? Women. Women love drama. Y'all love it. Y'all love that drama, boy. Y'all eat it up. Like it's like wine and drama and some popcorn, some chips and shit. That's a good day for most women, right? Soap operas, things like that. And you see, that is who he is. Okay, that is exactly who he is.
You just listen to him, you see, and you hear it, and his actions prove it.
Yeah. And you think about it, if he acts so sweet and innocent online. Oh, thank you so much. I love you. That dude would spit on you behind the scenes just as quick. Like it reminds me of a Karen Reed. He's all fucking want to be bougie and I'm better than you.
Look, and this is a PSA for everybody. If the person you're in front of right now, like let's say just somebody at the grocery store, if you can look at them and their hair's fake, their whole face is made up, so their face is basically fake, their clothes are fake, their freaking eyebrows are fake, they're literally all fake. Like it's like, An interpretation of you.
Well, it ain't just his hair fake and his makeup, his face fake. Yeah, his personality is fake.
His husband is fake.
Yeah, he's married to a doctor. He's married to a Pakistani slumlord. But the thing is this, yeah, like your name is fake, your face is fake, your hair is fucking fake, and you want people to believe he's real. And listen, this ain't an attack on him, even though it sounds like it. It's the truth.
It's just his words. What he's saying.
Attack. I think an attack on somebody is when you just say anything to make them look bad. Okay, to me that's an attack. You're attacking somebody. But when you get out here and you tell the truth about people, that ain't an attack.
Well, if they speak on something and we just respond to something they say out of their own mouth and we give our opinion on it, that's just our perspective on things and what he's saying out of his own mouth.
Yeah, I mean, okay, let's get through it. I'm trying my best, I swear.
Okay.
I don't understand what her problem is with me choosing who I work with. If she doesn't remember that her first live, she said that she had pictures of my son. And when I went into that first live of hers, she didn't have pictures of my son. Using nasty tape in my mouth while I'm looking for my son.
Right.
It's nothing against her personally, but as a father looking for my child, when you throw your first live stating that you have pictures, new pictures, and you don't, I can't deal with that.
New pictures? She said she had new pictures of Sebastian?
And Tony is sitting next to him during this whole call.
I was just thinking the that bad taste he has in his mouth is Tony.
I mean, he's sitting right next to him. But did you catch what he said? So, like, the whole Trollio comment, whatever, from Twitter now no longer matters at all. He's upset that he can't get Julie to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
And he doesn't understand why Julie doesn't get it. He's the one that controls himself and who he works with.
They're trying to keep her from telling it because they done said things.
Because she's about to tell it on Tony. And so now they're desperately trying to
tell on Tony. Listen, right now, there's almost 1,200 people in here. Does anybody in here think Tony's legit? If you think Tony's legit, if you think he's a con, press 1. If you think he's legit, press 2. But make sure you like this video too. But if you think Tony is a con, press 1. Okay? If you think he's legit, press 2. I think everybody already knows about Tony. If she came out and said Tony is the biggest crook in the world, we already knew that.
Yeah, but you got to think all the people that are new or that don't follow you per se. There's a type of person that doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, because their whole crew has been pushing that agenda,
right?
Like Mr. and Mrs. E, them people. They've always there's true crime buzz.
Right.
They have Monkey Boy, Bullhorn Betty. All these people are full of shit.
And he'll tell it on this phone call here who they work with. He names like four channels.
Right. And you know this by now, guys.
We know it. They know it. But there's still other people. There's billions of people on the planet that at all point in time do stumble up on this. And
don't watch me.
And they don't know. Right.
Yeah, I can understand that. But I think anybody with any lick of sense, I mean, just... You ain't got
that.
I mean, I think people that lick the fucking bus window has enough sense to see that these people are not what they say they are, right? If
be careful on what you're saying. You've got members to your channel that are in here now that are trying to defend.
You could be eating a glue stick right now, right? Chewing on a glue stick, and you still know Tony's a crook, okay? I'm just saying.
I'm getting my stock collar.
You don't gotta be the brightest bulb in the fucking box. You ain't gotta be the sharpest knife in the drawer. You ain't gotta be the brightest crayon in the box. You still should know, right? You should still know that there's certain people out here pushing a narrative for a certain reason.
But if that's the crew you hang with, you neglect to recognize certain things, or you ignore certain things that you would necessarily see elsewise, and choose to stick with the people you choose to befriend. That's all it is.
Yeah, because you're in on it together.
Right.
Right? They're in on it together. This is a whole campaign of...
But not everybody. So you're saying everybody that's in Justin's chat during this video is all in on it together? No. They've all just gotten together and all conversated.
But they're
in the
fans of him. So they believe what he says. They truly believe this guy. I know they believe him.
I think that a lot do, but I think a lot are just there because they've become friends with the people that chat
in the chat room. Yeah, like here, there's some people here that hate my ass, but they hear because they might like Ellie in the chat. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to come hang out with Ellie or something like that. But
and then it becomes your, and see, this is me personally, when I was in different communities back in the day, I didn't necessarily still stand for the person I was in the video chatting under the video with, but I had grown accustomed to being there every day at 6, you know, whatever time it was, and I'd become accustomed to talking to so and so and so and so and so and so. So it was easier for me to just come there every day at 6 and talk to the people I was comfortable talking to.
You know, that's also how cults are formed.
Yes, I know.
You know what I'm saying? That's how Karen Reed is the way she is right now. Because of the same thing, right? I get it. I mean,
I've stepped out of that. So, I mean, I've proven I can walk away from stuff like that. But I'm just saying it's human nature to want to have companionship and people to talk to.
Yeah.
And when you find a group and you find like-minded people that you match with and you don't necessarily leave, even if you see things in front of you that are somewhat problematic.
Yeah, you overlook it. You make excuses for it. I get it. I get it. Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving.
First live, I was there in chat. I subscribed to everything.
Oh.
But didn't have pictures of my son.
Oh, Kelsey said, yep, she was there.
But you allowed this lady on your team.
Right.
It was misleading to me, so I chose not to work with her.
Did she know that?
But he's saying, look, she was a crook in the beginning, saying shit that wasn't true.
No, what happened was that Julie came from TikTok, and this is according to her in her video today. She stated that she came to YouTube because there's more information on Sebastian on YouTube, and she wanted to get the word out because she has stepchildren that are autistic.
Yeah.
And that's like her whole goal. But so she came here, and her first video, what she was discussing was a photo of some camera, or what they believed to be camera, along the house. And so she was talking about that, but she didn't really know how to properly share the screen. So she didn't really post the photos like she should have. And he took that as she was claiming there were pictures of Sebastian, and therefore she's bad and she lied, and he just disregarded her right then and there. That was November.
But then he started working with her.
But nobody told her that he decided, and as the sheriff of the town, that she was not in the team. He decided at that point in time, but nobody told her. And then they included her, got information from her. Justin himself made calls to her, asking her for certain things and information. She conversed with all of them.
Yeah.
And now here comes Seth is telling everybody, well, by the way, I didn't even like her the first episode.
Code red.
Right.
That's what they call
Abort.
her. Abort. Code red. She's the enemy. She is the enemy of the state, right? They got more code reds out of defectors than damn. Like, it's like people trying to escape North Korea and shit over there on the green team, right? Like Kim Jong-un's gonna come out and be like, fucking, oh my God, right? Oh my God.
PJ scaring me.
That's the first thing.
Very afraid.
Listen. When people try to control you or what you think, that's when you gotta worry.
Right.
Right? Because there's a reason they're kind of control your brain.
Weird. It's
right?
like, what do you want? Do you want to be inside my brain? Like, it's not normal.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God. So
I can't.
This is why you do not dance with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Don't let anyone take over your mind.
Don't let people control you, tell you what to do, act like they own you. None of that shit. You are your own person. You're your own individual. You're the own director, your own movie. All right. All right, remember that. These people don't control you. They ain't got nothing over. You never, like, you give people control over you, they're going to think they control you all the time.
And that you owe them. It's weird. It's
yeah.
Like people, I don't, not for me.
Take a professional stage when it comes to looking for my son. And I'm not trying to be like other particular people telling nasty things. I'd like some type of ethical, moral compass with people that I work with.
Sure.
Where they
Right.
work.
That's what I've
Tony.
always said. I said, you know, even when I didn't.
Listen, this is not work.
He's
This
talking
is-
about Tony, yeah.
This is finding a missing kid. Work is when you put your pants and your work boots on
Mhm.
and you show up to a job, you hit a clock, you go in there and you work for somebody else. You do not pay any fucking, or does he pay people?
I mean, maybe.
Right? Is this a money thing? Because when you start talking work, I start thinking money.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You ask Dolly to go to work, you better,
be
pay
paying
me.
me.
You better be paying me. I don't work for free.
Mm-mm.
All right. I don't work for free. I don't do that shit. My mom taught me that when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Don't do shit for free. Somebody wants you to cut their grass, $10. Right? You want me to work, you paying
better
me
pay
for
me.
my time. Right? So, but he said the same thing about what was the lady we met at Crime Con? Really nice lady, sweet, the PI. Chloe, really nice lady, real
That's
sweet.
because Chloe determined that she didn't want to work with Tony and
Yeah,
last.
really sweet lady. We met her at Crime Con.
But same thing.
And
It's a dick
you know,
rider
he
for Tony.
fired her, but wasn't paying her. How the fuck you fire somebody you ain't
You
paying?
don't.
Okay,
That's
like
not how
you
that
saying when I work with somebody, no, you're not working with her. You're discussing a missing child with her. You're not working with her. Okay, like their
And
mind
those
is
were
just,
legit
they sound like
PIs.
Bullhorn Betty.
Uh-huh.
They sound like bull. Well, this is my
That's why they
job.
work with her.
This is my job right here. This is what I do. You
Yeah.
know, this ain't a fucking job. This is YouTube. Okay. You think I put boots on before I get the fuck up here in YouTube? Huh? You think I got damn Pumas on right now? I'm wearing Pumas. Okay. You ever showed up to work in Pumas?
No. I don't think I've owned Pumas.
I'm just saying, okay. I ain't even got the J's on. I got the Pumas on, and it blows my mind. The work. This is work.
At this rate, we're going to be here for hours.
I know. I can't help it.
Hours.
I can't help it.
Oh, I know.
They're
Yeah, I know.
they're making my blood pressure go up.
Every sentence
Okay.
is like, okay, we got to stop.
They're
This is
making my
ridiculous.
blood
And
pressure
you haven't
go
even
up.
gotten to the part where Tony comes out of his
Oh
ass.
my god. Oh my god.
Like
Not
they're sitting
Tony.
next to each
Not
other.
Tony. Oh my god. All right, let's do it.
Care for Tony. Remember that? I said, you know, it's just not my decision. It's what's set. It's Seth's life. He's the one steering the ship.
You know, and I've already sent her.
He's not steering a ship.
She chooses to ignore the text messages, and then she's ignoring the phone call when I called her. And I called her 3 times, and she was like, "Oh,
She's not obligated to answer your phone call.
It's like, well, she's telling me to find somebody to talk to her live and chat. Like, I don't know anybody that could go in there and chat and talk to begin with. But I think it's kind of, you know, ridiculous that she's going to sit there and put my name in her mouth. And
It
say,
wasn't ridiculous when you were working together.
Right.
Okay, working.
Working.
They doing working. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're doing working. So he
No,
big
they're
mad
not.
about that, but he didn't trust her in the beginning. But now they buddies, and you better shut up, bitch.
Right.
Okay.
He literally, in one breath, said he didn't trust her at all from the very first stream she did and decided not to work with her.
But now he
But
works with her.
now she's not answering his phone calls, and how dare she?
How dare? How dare this woman that had
Make it
pictures
make
of her
sense.
kid that he didn't like, that didn't have them. Their
It's his
team,
kid.
listen, if they haven't lost credibility by now with the majority of the true crime community, I'm losing a little faith in my community. I believe the true crime community is a wonderful community. I believe it's full of intelligent people, reasonable people, good people, and I just, people buy this shit, and people be like, fuck you, Dolly, how dare you say something? And I'm like, how can y'all just let this go? Right? I thought
That's their friends.
I
just
thought
told
true
you.
crime was about fighting crime, not
Entertaining it.
entertaining it. Yeah, it's about stopping it and helping, right? It ain't about helping these dudes with whatever they're doing, right? We got to be. I've always said the true crime community has to police itself because nobody else is policing
Yeah.
us, right? We have to complete. And sometimes they do it. It's selective outrage. Look at T-Rev.
Yeah, you have to stand up to it.
He did bad and everybody turned on him, right? It's selective outrage that gets me. Like, if I do something bad, everybody be like, fuck Dolly, instantly, right? But some people can get away with doing dirty shit, and everybody's like, oh,
and then when you
he
do
has a
something
missing
bad,
kid. That don't mean he can do bad shit.
When you do something bad, you can't ever be forgiven for it. Like, they're going to remember what you did in Georgia in 2099.
I know.
But the fact that Justin did all the shitty stuff he did with Kylie, and like, there's so much. There's more than just that. But he's just gotten a free pass through all of it. Make it make sense.
Yeah, the selective outrage has to fucking stop.
And he was there in Georgia with you, but nobody mentions that.
Yeah, nobody mentions that, right? Right. So it's a selective outrage. We need to treat everybody as equals up here. If you're a YouTube creator, we're all the same. You can't be mad at one person and not be mad at the other person, right? It has to be the same treatment to everybody. Because some people put on a better show than others.
That would be you.
Well, I mean, they can fake it better than certain people. I can't fake.
You were more entertaining.
As far as putting on a show, of course, I'm more entertaining.
I get what you mean.
But I'm saying, far as faking who you are,
like pretending
to be something you're not. Yeah, pretending. I'm not talking about just entertaining is one thing. Pretending is another. Okay, like if you go meet this guy, is he the same person you're going to meet if you didn't know him from YouTube? If you meet me, I am the exact same fucking stupid
You're
dude.
You're a little more quiet.
I would say I'm a little more quiet. You're right. I am. I'm a little bit more quiet. I'm a little bit more laid back.
At least at first. Like but once you're comfortable, you may get loud, but not really like, hey guys, like this.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a little. Well, I turn it up a little bit for the entertainment value on YouTube. Okay, I do that. But as far as personality wise, I'm the same dude.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
Know, I ain't no different.
Charming Jenna.
If you meet me in a Mexican restaurant, then I am.
Which we did that one time
here. Yeah, yeah. So I'm the same person. I remember when people thought that I was putting on an act, and I was thinking to myself in the beginning, I was like, well, if this is an act, this is going to be easy because this is who I am. I can do this all day, right? And not change it up. But yeah, the selective outrage, and if you're going to be mad at somebody, we got to keep it across the board. And what it is, if people click up together and then they all hate you bond. Together, they hate bond.
And then they recruit new haters.
Yeah, and then they recruit new haters.
The weirdest
and
thing
it's who can get the most hate towards you instead of treating everybody fairly. Right? Yeah. Everybody's not equals. It depends on how popular you are on
And then
YouTube.
The more popular that you are, it's almost like if there's a small hatred, they actually grow based on their jealousy of your popularity. It's weird. There's
I look at true crime sometimes like a bucket of crabs. Right? Like if you get towards the top and you're doing good, nobody's going to let you escape the bucket. They're going to claw right onto your ass and hold you in the bucket, right? Because they don't want you to escape. They don't want you to sustain.
And then every now and then one gets
They
out.
want you to be at the same level or below them. Right? And that's the wrong mentality. As YouTube creators, we should be helping everybody, other YouTubers, succeed. There's enough room for all of us to escape this bucket. Okay, if one crab just goes, hey bro, we can, once I get out, I'm going to reach down and I'm going to pull you with me. I'm going to bring you with me. I'm going to bring you with me. Every crab would escape the bucket.
But then again, that would be true if everybody had the same level of talent. You make it look like you can just come up here, sit down, talk, and everything's so easy and anybody can do it. It's not for everybody. Everybody
anybody can talk just on levels. There's levels to it. I believe anybody can do it. But there's levels to it. There's entertainment levels. You'll get better at entertaining as you go.
Right. So not everybody can advance out the bucket because not everybody
they will if people help them out the bucket.
I don't agree.
Right? Like, let's just say I blow up to 1 million and I reach down and I pick out a YouTube creator that I enjoy and I help them out the bucket.
Right.
Then they help somebody out the bucket. Then it's a chain of us pulling people out the bucket to get YouTube true crime to a higher level on the internet. But people don't perceive it like that. They perceive it as it's a competition that they got to be better than you. Listen, let's get somebody out the bucket and then they'll help somebody else get out the bucket.
I'm just saying not everybody makes it because not everybody can do it.
So that's just the point that I was trying to get across. Life lesson.
That I'm making bad decisions or that Tony is making bad decisions for me when she doesn't realize that I make the decisions for me.
Absolutely.
I'm a grown man.
You don't act like it.
And you were before you met Tony, and you will be if you never speak to Tony again, right? I'm just saying, you're a man, you're a father, you can make your own decisions. I think it's insulting actually for someone to say, you shouldn't be around. I tried to put myself, because I honestly didn't care for Tony, but I also said, I don't care for him, but Seth made that decision, and if it's good enough for Seth, it's good enough for me.
Well, that's where you're wrong. If Seth was jumping off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge with him?
He would. Okay.
It'd be good enough for you to jump off of it, right?
If he got paid enough.
Yeah, if he makes enough money. Well, listen, Seth agree. I don't like this guy, but Seth likes him, and I won't make any money. So let me just go ahead and kiss his ass, okay?
No.
You ever heard me say anything like that, guys? Have y'all ever heard me say, well, I don't like this guy, but since fucking this person likes him,
No.
he's okay with me. Oh, hell no. If you're a con, you're a con. Ain't changed from day one. I've been screaming con since day one. As soon as he came onto this picture, I've been screaming con. As soon as he said, well, I control who he goes on there. We only want to do national programs. But yet, here you are a year later, still fucking peddling around with shitty YouTubers. I've never changed that he's a con. Not for Seth, not for anybody. He's been a con since the fucking first day I seen him, just like your hair plug having ass. Okay? That's why you accepted him. Because you're just as fucking grimy. Can't stand these people. Can't stand them. Okay? But I don't hate them. I don't hate anybody. Don't like is the word I use. Don't approve of what they do. Don't do it. Don't do it, Satan. He's willing to sell his soul.
Mm-hmm.
He would sell his soul for some Revlon and a goddamn monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? For some makeup and hair plugs and a monkey, he would sell his soul.
Now obviously I like Tony, right?
Yeah, you like him, right? I can't stop pausing this guy. I can't.
Yeah.
Every time he talks, I gotta say
he didn't like him.
he didn't like him, but now I love Tony. I'm holding his belt loop just like Seth. Okay, I talk when Tony tells me to talk. All right, Tony said it was okay, so I'm coming live with you. Y'all act like a bunch of bitches.
Even back then.
Oh, you didn't want to tell Tony that you didn't like him. Okay. Okay, I won't call him that then.
Wink, wink.
It's just trying to get people to understand that I will work with almost anybody.
Almost.
And I will accept
Except for
help
Dolly.
from almost
No Dolly.
anybody to find
for
my
Dolly.
son, because that's my only goal, is to find
Except for
Sebastian.
Right.
Oh,
Right. We don't have to agree on everything. You know what I mean? But if the the goal is the same.
bring Sebastian
Oh.
Right.
home.
Right.
The goal is to make up shit. Your goal is to make up shit. You clown. You clown. You might as well take that Revlon and turn that shit straight to clown makeup.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be better off looking like ICP up here, right? The Insane Clown Posse. You like the third member, right? There's Violent J, Shaggy Too Dope, and Clutch These Nuts. Okay, that shit, dude, you are a clown. Put on more makeup.
Right? If you can agree with that goal, then you can agree with trying to bring Sebastian home.
Yeah, if you agree with us, then you agree to
Right.
bring Sebastian
And
home.
you agree to follow all of our scripts and
What?
narratives.
What if we're just like, fuck you, and we want Sebastian home? We
That's
be,
not good enough.
That ain't good enough,
Clearly,
right?
no.
Like, we can't just be like, F this dude, we want Sebastian
Nope.
home. We don't want to run with cons and scammers and grifters, but that
Not
means
allowed.
we don't want Sebastian home,
Exactly.
right? No, I think everybody wants Sebastian home. I
Of
don't
course
care
they do.
what side of the damn fence you own. A normal, decent person is going to want this kid home. Thank you, Turtle Gang.
Thank you, Turtle Gang.
And if I missed any of you guys
you missed
on
a
my
lot. Well,
on
I
my
mean, you
rant,
missed some member SKH Natty, Miss PJ Dolly in chat, Turtle Gang Strong, and there's a couple while we have a pause. This is gonna take hours.
I had to pause to take a breath on that one. These people are like, they're working my last nerve over here.
Rhonda Rodriguez, love you, PJ Dolly. Love watching Ben with the channel 7 years, keeping authentic.
Awesome. So she's been around since Jams TV.
Yeah.
7 years.
Charming Jenna, welcome to the Murder Crew. Tracy J said, 15-month member. Dolly, I sent Facebook message about a case in my town. And Susan Travers became Mystery Crew. That's it.
Some of these people.
And Nina sent a couple of super stickers.
Thank you, Nina. Big virtual hugs to you guys. I apologize if I missed. When I get on one, it's the passion. It's the passion.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I can only focus on so many things. That's what my daughter was telling me I had autism yesterday.
No, that's because I asked you a question and you wouldn't acknowledge that I was talking.
She says I get hyper focused on one thing and then that's all I can focus on. She was calling my car the autism mobile. Instead of the Batmobile, you know how it kind of looks like the Batmobile? She said it was the autism mobile.
But okay, I guess.
Because she thinks I have autism.
Oh.
Because I hyper focus on one thing and nothing else. Like I can only pay attention to one thing.
That's all men.
At a time.
Women, try this out. Text your male in your life and put more than one question in chat in the text box. They will only respond to one. That's all men.
And she said if I went to the doctor right now, they would diagnose me with autism.
No, they wouldn't.
I said the same thing.
No,
I don't think I have autism.
You don't.
Right? And she just starts to point out all these things.
He does have ADHD a little bit. It's not.
And she told me this too. She said, I done convinced all my friends you have autism.
Yeah, because it's the trendy. My daughter does the same thing. She thinks she has autism. Ava thinks she has autism.
Where the hell did
it's
that
like the
stuff
trendy
come
thing
from?
to do or be or something. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
I don't think you do.
Tiff is like she just starts to point out all these little things. Like, I mean, I guess I have certain things that I do.
That like quirks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, little quirks yeah, but I don't consider that. Like some people got tics. You know, I just think it's
men are hunters, women are gatherers.
Men are hunters, women are gatherers. All right, let's do this.
We got way off topic there.
Yeah, we did. Squirrel.
Absolutely. And
I don't get why people want to cause more strife within the internet. You know, make more people, not like this person or not like that person. You know, if everybody could just put their little differences aside and realize that the goal of finding Sebastian home is all that matters to me.
Mm-hmm.
But don't that work for him too? How can he tell other people to put their differences aside?
He's one of those
but
people.
He won't do it himself.
Right.
Okay.
He's an
Listen,
entitled
Mr. Seth, you
sheriff.
gotta practice what you preach. Okay, you
And
out here preaching some shit and ain't doing it yourself
until you disagree with them. That's all it is.
Right? He's talking about put your differences aside. He was the one up here just calling Chris a bitch while he holds Tony's belt loop. Right? How can you say some shit like that? But you're not practicing what you preach. If you want everybody to put their differences aside, you go with Chris and Katie. You go find that child. Y'all work together. If not, don't tell other people to work together. I'm not working with any of these grind balls. Okay, I just ain't
Men
doing
focus on one thing and women pay attention to it all.
I guess maybe. But yeah, that's about what I do. I focus on one thing at a time, and I complete a task, and then I move on. Okay.
I start 15 tasks at the same time.
Yeah, I can't do a million things at once. I can do one damn thing. I can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
That's a male versus female thing, in my opinion. So I don't see that as autism, but.
Right.
That's just me. You know, there's hate channels out there. Their goal is obviously not to find Sebastian and bring him home. All right. So their goal is not the same as mine.
Right.
Pretty much cut and dry.
Yep, cut and dry.
Sure.
He would agree with anything Seth said.
Lucy Lou, I've asked Seth whenever the the meeting, the parent teacher conference meeting was with them, and he can't remember
Can't remember.
the date either.
No, I told you that I have to go back in and see when it was.
If you can do that, that would be amazing.
It'd be amazing.
That's when
That
you.
means going down to Sumner County.
Why can't he make a phone call?
Wow, that would be amazing,
What?
because that would get some dates in place.
So as long as everybody understands, I mean, I know you understand. I know that Josh understands. I know that Betty understands. I know that, you know, there's Lady Freedom. I mean, there's a lot of people that.
Well, we know what channels not to watch now.
He's gonna tell you all the people that are repeating his narrative verbatim.
And
then
I'll
Tony
list
walks
the
in.
people not to
We
listen
almost
to. Right?
got to the part where Tony walks in. Almost. We were so close.
We that's a list of people we know not to watch. Tune all them people out. We know what narrative they're running, right? It's all the same. It's just an echo. Echo.
Work with.
Right.
But I'm the one that chooses to work with who I choose to work with.
Work.
Right.
Doing work.
Julie,
You know,
Jules
if I-
understands
if I come
sin.
in chat and I say hi to them, that normally means that I work with them.
Right. Right.
I'm pretty sure Seth has me blocked.
You know, and I just, you're gonna dislike me because I choose not to work with you. Well, that's pretty petty.
That's not it, sir.
Well, that's what people get in their.
Well, you know, when I was talking to Seth, was we working together? Because I didn't get paid. That means he owes me some money.
Hey,
Okay. When people talk to you, don't mean you're working together. I want my check. Okay. I want my check.
their feelings, and it's not really it shouldn't be about us. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be about us when it comes to this. It's about the goal.
I can't tell.
It's about a missing
I
child.
can't
Right.
tell either.
Right. Bingo.
Missing child that I don't know.
Have you heard one time of them talk about the missing child, or where he went missing from,
No.
or where he could be,
No.
or what you could do to help,
No, where they're gonna search
or
next.
where they're going
No.
to search next? You don't hear none of that,
No.
right?
Even when he did that,
You
update
just
on
hear
his
him
channel.
mad about a woman that won't answer his phone call.
It
Why
was-
is he always mad about women?
But no, the woman that he chose not to work with because she wasn't doing what he wanted her to, and so now he's mad because she won't answer him. Sir, who even are like? Does he think he's the sheriff for real?
I don't know what he thinks, but
If he is alive or if he is deceased. And every day that goes on and I am not able to find him, locate him, bring him home is another day that his life could end.
What? Rewind that.
he said every day that goes by that he can't find him. First, he said if he's alive or deceased, he
But what was
basically
before
needs to go
that?
home. Elevated Podcast has become a member.
He's
Thank
been
you.
a member for 5 months.
Oh, for 5 months.
and he
Well, thank
said,
you.
"Can I pet that bullshit?"
Can you pet it? If you got some good soap to wash it off with, Dolly soap don't even wash that type of bullshit off, right? We got the best soap in the game. You're gonna need some of that mojo for auto mechanics. You know that shit that got a little bit of oil and sand in it,
Grease be off.
grease be
I don't
off.
know
You're
what
gonna
it's
need
called.
some.
Something.
I don't know what you wash.
I
Don,
wouldn't touch it.
I mean, Don cleaned up the Valdiesel oil spill.
I still
I
couldn't
don't
touch
even
it.
think that would clean the shit that they spreading out there.
Mm-mm.
Which is bad, right? Which is bad because, you know, there was one time that I really supported this man and I wanted the best. I still want the best for him, right?
Yeah, I got
Even though he's a shitbag and hangs out with shitty people, I still want good things for him. I don't wish any evil or any bad
Yeah,
on
definitely.
Seth. You know, I hope in the end it all works itself out and there's some answers for Sebastian Rogers that, since they didn't, went missing February, right, of 2024 from Hendersonville, Tennessee, about 20-30 minutes outside of Nashville. He was last seen wearing
Gojo, thank you.
a black long sleeve
It's called
shirt
Gojo.
with I thought it was Mojo. Oh, it's Gojo. You're right. and with a logo on the front, kind of like the shirt I'm wearing. This is an Art the Clown one, but they not sure which he was wearing. It could have been Minecraft. It could have been Star Wars, something like that. He was wearing sweatpants, like the rip away, the tear away pants, black, no shoes. He was last seen, according to Katie, I'm not positive of this one, around midnight. She was awake and he was in his room. Then after that, he disappeared. So, and to get into some of the stuff that the intelligence agency says, we'll get into that in a second. Let's play this real fast. I'll get into that next because that goes into
Absolutely.
And sometimes I feel that nobody understands that that's what's going through my mind every day.
24/7, 365, literally. Yeah.
He'd be alive tomorrow for me to find him. And every day I feel as I'm failing to find my son.
Well,
Because I can't find him. And the opposition that I am getting from somebody else's, family,
right.
just makes, it's worse.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, just the recent things, it's just it's all insane. It's like things just need to calm down on all sides.
Because now Julie's threatening to put information out about Tony and his whole family because I chose not to work with him.
Well, Tony is a crook, right? Listen, what happens in the dark always comes to light. If you do something bad in this world, it's going to eventually come out. Do we need to listen anymore to that?
I wanted Tony to come in.
Oh, okay.
And then the part about Julie and the part in the Julie video.
We'll play.
What kind of heavy, childish stuff is this?
Wow.
Middle school, high school, but now we're getting into grade school level.
You don't say.
I really want to believe that Julie would not do something like that. I really want to believe that. And, I think she might be in a moment right now or something. So let's just hope that
she don't tell it.
Pretty much.
That before I even called her, I had already sent her text messages. I told her that, hey, this is Seth. I'm trying to get a hold of you. I was trying to call her from Tony's phone, and then she wanted to go ballistic on that one. So then I had to pull out my phone and actually try to call her from there. And that's when she was like, person from Tennessee is calling. And I'd already sent her a text message from my phone telling her that it was me and that I can't, if she wants to talk to me and wants me to wait for 2 weeks to be able to speak in her chat, that's fine. It won't happen.
How dare she?
Because I'm not going to say subscribe to the channel that I don't want to listen to.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
We almost did it.
Listen. What's funny to me is, what that reminds me of?
What?
It's Jody Sue Brown. She had it set on 2 years.
Yes.
You had to be a member of her channel for fucking 2 years.
How do you even make it to that long? Like, how do you set that to be
I
that
don't know.
long?
I didn't even know you could do that.
I didn't know that either.
Jody Sue Brown had her shit set to 2 years. You had to be a member of her channel for 2 years to chat. Right? 2 weeks. What's the lady he's mad at? What's her name?
Julie Skolnick.
She needs to set her shit to 2 years. Remember how he said he'd wait? He said, I'll wait 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, what if she sets that shit to 2 years?
He said he wouldn't wait. He said he don't want to listen to someone that you don't want to listen to.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm about to say, if you that patient, put that shit on 2 years.
But yet he wants her to answer him immediately. Like, what?
I'm going to steal Seth's hashtags. Okay. Can I steal their hashtags?
They're not good. I wouldn't bother.
All right. Let's do it.
On the time that I'll be looking for my son.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, it's a YouTuber that put me in contact with Tony Mathis to begin with.
Pascal.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
He didn't know.
Right.
He didn't know no better though.
to me.
I think he did.
Another YouTuber is the one that connected both me and Tony together.
What does that have
And
to
we
do
had a
with
conversation. Several conversations.
it? Okay.
And Tony at the very beginning was like, hey, it's the whole family or I ain't doing it.
See, I told you he wanted the whole
And when
family.
he found out that me and Mr. Egger and
Oh
KK
Lord! Oh
weren't working
Lord!
Oh my God. Did he just do that?
He did.
Did he just do that bitch shit? Did he just do that bitch shit?
I can't.
Did y'all just hear that?
Yeah,
Mr. Edgar and KK?
He still called him Mr. though. You know how Chris demands you call him Mr. and Sir. He still called him Mr. Edgar.
Did he just really do
did.
that?
Oh my God, we're never gonna get through this.
Oh my
He did
God.
it.
Oh my God. What a. Oh my God. I just.
We haven't even had Tony coming yet.
I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to completely shut up.
together. Tony didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was like, this is going to be too much. And, you know, I can agree with it.
He was right on that.
He's the one that made it
But
too much.
I begged him. I called him multiple times, sending an email, 2 or 3. And please assist me. I just want to find my son.
Yeah.
Look!
I remember the first live Tony and you guys did. Remember that? Yeah.
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 Yep.
So there's that.
There's that.
You know, and it's funny because a lot of people forget that I was going to have. I can't even tell people who my guests are going to be when I do a live show, because my first guest was supposed to be, you know, Joe Petito,
Right.
but he got phone calls and threats towards his, you know,
He said we
nonprofit
didn't.
entity because he was actually going to speak with me. I needed information. And because of the attacks and assaults on him, it's one less person that I have as a resource to help find my son. And that's the whole point.
Joe Petito didn't want to be involved with scammers and cons.
He wanted to know how to set up his freaking own non-profit.
Profit.
That's what he wanted Joe Petito for, in my opinion. And Joe Petito said after everybody bombarded him, asking him if he got threats and whatnot, that he didn't get any threats.
Yeah, I mean, he may have did a little background check into what was going on and said, "The hell with this."
Mm.
Point of these hate channels. The whole point of the opposite side.
No, if somebody don't like you,
They're hate channels.
they're a hate channel.
Yep.
Okay. What if we?
That's a Betty thing.
What
to
if
say.
we love everybody but you? Are we still a hate channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a Betty thing, and that's how
I
they
know.
all seem to
Work,
operate.
hate
Yeah.
channels. It's all Betty. It's
Uh-huh.
Betty. They all sound like Bullhorn fucking Betty. They went to the school of Bullhorn.
That's why they all hang together. They all have that in
Birds
common.
of the same feather
Yes.
flock together, right?
You know, they don't seem to want Sebastian found.
What?
Why is that?
Why ain't you searching?
Well, it's, in my opinion, it's not about what it's, you know.
Let me ask you this. Why have I searched more than this man has?
That's what I want to know.
Right?
He won't answer it.
Why
We're
have
a
I
hate
searched
channel.
for your child more than you have? You talking about people don't want Sebastian found. If you wanted him found, you'd be out there looking. You'd be taking some of that money, putting up billboards and doing different things to help
You
find your
wouldn't be
child.
sitting here
You
having
would be
this
bringing in
conversation.
experts,
Yeah.
right? You'd be bringing in search parties and search teams and divers and things like that. You ain't doing none of that. So how bad do you want him found?
Finding about what happened, or even talking about not even talking about the case so much. It's about everything but that.
As they're talking about everything but that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
my son comes, you know. in
Brenda,
last place.
Brenda, where do you get that?
Oh,
Where do you get that? Did anyone say that here? Did anyone say Tony stopped working with Seth?
Oh, Tony's still working with me.
Of course he
And at
is.
the very beginning,
I know. I know.
work on-
They're working.
Come on out, Tony.
I mean,
She's talking about someone about another YouTuber. Rewind. So I don't care.
if you really want to know
He's
if
mad.
Tony's working or not, say hi to him. Hey, Justin.
Hey, Tony. Well, there you have it, folks.
Why did that
So,
just?
I mean, come on, give me a break.
Okay.
Okay,
That
hold
was
on.
weird. Like they were up in the bed cuddling together, and he was like, "Say hi, Tony," and Tony's like, "Hello." Like,
All right, we ain't even hit 1,000 likes on this video yet. What?
yes, we did.
Did we?
1.4K. What are you talking
We got
about?
1.4K?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was about to rage quit on y'all.
What?
Y'all lucky. Y'all lucky. I keep my eyes on y'all. All right. My bad. My bad.
I mean, you think that we're not, you know, putting our minds together, trying to figure out the next things to do, going over things,
Right.
Together.
you know?
Guys, stop mentioning it, please.
What?
You're taking your life back.
I'll deal with
You're
that
rude.
after the live. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
I'll rage quit on your ass.
I got it.
Don't make me.
Okay, we can listen to
So,
Julie now. I'm over it. I've been
there's
over
that.
it. Oh
Okay.
my God.
Okay. All right. So let's just touch on this.
Yeah.
What they're talking about here today does not help bring Sebastian
No.
home. It don't help bring any. It ain't. They're not questioning. There's
It
no
brings
mystery.
embarrassment to him.
There's no. They're talking personal things about Sebastian himself that shouldn't be said, and it shouldn't be said by the man wearing makeup about those things
It
anyway.
just shouldn't be said.
Yeah, it probably shouldn't be said
It's
by
not our
nobody, but
business.
it doubly shouldn't be said by this fucking dude. Okay. And the thing is Seth tends to get upset when people jump ship on him. Dolly, have you seen the Seth billboards? I've seen what they've done.
No, it's not the there's one that somebody showed. Hold on. I actually took a screenshot of it.
Okay, is it something bad?
No.
Amber Alert, Sebastian Rogers. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Awesome.
I didn't know that was one that was Seth's, but this is a blip board in Tennessee, Johnson City.
Okay. So
I don't know why
I
that's
signed
important,
up for the Blip account last night so I can run billboards and stuff like that. Something has to happen, right? My whole thing is organized searches. Like
Dude, we just got to that part. They just got to that part where they showed they're in the same room.
Yeah, they're in the same room, and like I said, is Seth is telling everybody to work together and put their differences aside, and he don't want to do the same thing.
No.
Okay, he is up here spreading personal information about his child that shouldn't be said. It's not necessary, right? It don't matter if he wore diapers, he didn't wear diapers, if he wore a turban, if he didn't wear a turban.
No.
It don't matter if he wore a collared shirt or a button up. The child is missing, and you should be discussing things that could further the search efforts for this child, not a smear campaign. Okay, because basically that's what's been going on ever since Tony, Betty, all these people have grouped together, which forms the green team, which I think is the con team, the scam team, the makeup shit team, the misinformation team.
I don't like none of the teams.
I say they're a fucking clown show, is what I say. I say y'all go from green team to clown show because that's what the fuck y'all are. Is a pure T clown show. Y'all have made this such a shit fest that I don't even know what to say. Okay. Let's just pray that Sebastian is returned home. Now, we're not going to play that long Julie video.
No, I want you to play the part where I gave you the timestamp.
Okay.
And just a small snip. We're not playing the whole video.
Is this it?
Yeah, and the timestamp
All right, give me the timestamp.
It was right above the video in the comment. 37:41.
37:40. Okay,
Mhm.
here's 37. All right. So this is the lady Julie
This is
that says
basically-
she's going to expose TikTok Tony. All right, let's play. I'll try not to pause it.
Hey, I tried to tag you. Hi, Granny's watching. Hello, my friend Chris. I'm gonna make you a mod, okay? Right now, and I love you and thank you for your text. Okay, so I was on Justin, who condescends to a woman creator who is educated and intelligent. I'm talking about myself. Treats me like I'm a frivolous little child. Talks about me that way. Justin never came in my chats, never talked to me. And right after
just wait.
the Nancy Grace interview that wasn't played,
Who was right about
Dolly
that?
Vision, or Dolly's World, Dolly went on a live and said, he in his Dolly voice, he goes, "You see, they lie, he lies, right? He lies." And I thought, I was talking about what he said, because Justin the night before I saw on his live was truly upset. He said, "I helped Dolly when he was sick, and I helped his family when he had heart issues. And for him to treat me like this, he was very upset." Justin was, it seemed to me, my interpretation, to be emotional. Go back and watch that live, see if I'm right. Okay, if you agree with me. And so,
Okay, let me say this. I hate to pause it. Justin didn't do nothing to help my family.
I know.
He did say prayers for Dolly, right? Because you know he got to put on this good appearance that he puts on.
I know.
He could have gave shit if I lived or
I
died,
know.
right? He didn't do nothing for my family. He didn't hit up my kid and go, "Oh, hey, I hope your dad feels better."
No.
He basically got up there like a lot of other YouTubers and said, "Hey, we're praying for Dolly and we hope he does." Listen, if something bad right now, I think Justin's a liar and a shit person.
I would still say
If
I would
something
pray
bad
for him.
happened to Mr. Hair Plugs right now, I would be like, "Guys, y'all pray for Justin. He's a shitbag, but he's a
that's the
human
thing
being."
that shitty people do is that when you speak out against something they don't agree with that is against them, they instantly go to, "Oh, well, I prayed for you."
Yeah, I prayed
like
for
it's
you.
some kind of.
Well, I would pray for you too. I'm praying for you right now that
That's
you
not
become a
something
better
you should-
person, an
right.
honest person.
It's not something you should bring up to the crowd.
Okay.
Like as a
Listen, we'll say a prayer for you right now. God, please make this dude a better person. Put it in his heart to do good and stop making up things and stop lying to his people. And wish him the best in this world. Hope he prospers, right? Amen. Like, I pray for you right now in front of everybody that you stop this bad behavior and stop doing these bad things. Put a little good in your heart, and I'm sure everybody can change, right? But I'm glad you prayed for me. Thank you, right? I'm glad that you wished me well when I was in the hospital. That's great, but it don't change anything that you're doing right now, right?
or your opinion of what he's doing.
Yeah, or my opinion of what you're doing. I can honestly tell you, I wouldn't want to see any bad happen to you. Okay. Even though you're doing these bad things, two wrongs don't make a right. I don't wish that stuff on anybody. I would never wish you go through what I went through. Okay. So, but you didn't do anything to help us, right? You didn't send me you didn't send me flowers to my hospital room. You didn't send me
He didn't send me the lab sent me a message asking if everything was okay and if he could do anything
What
to
did
help.
Clutch Them Pearls do for Dolly Vision?
You know who did send me
Nothing.
something? You know who sent me
The
something?
glare.
The glare. Right?
And then he turned around and talked shit about you.
Then he
the same
turned
day.
around and talked shit about me. But he did send me a Cash App while I was in the hospital. What good the fuck does a Cash App do me? I'm
It's
in
a
the
thought.
hospital.
It's a
You know
thought
what I'm
that
saying? I'm in the hospital. But he did. He sent me a Cash App. I think it was
That's
like $100
nice.
too.
Damn.
Right? And then then he said something bad about me. But you know, he did you know, I don't know how that was going to benefit me in the hospital, but I guess it's the thought,
And
you
it's
know.
the thought.
So
And that's nice.
yeah, that was nice.
But then
of
he
him.
really did go and shit talk you. He literally made a thumbnail that was
Yeah,
you
but
holding your chest and talking about, oh, you were gonna have another one because you were saying something that
about
he didn't
Karen
agree
Reed,
with.
because I didn't agree with him on
that's
Karen
a shit
Reed.
thing to do.
Yeah, you know, like, but I think he thought I was better at the time he did that, so he could be shitty to me.
I guess.
You know, when I was doing bad, he wasn't being mean
Yeah.
to me. He waited till I was okay and then started being a shitbag.
I mean, I guess that's normal.
Yeah, but out of everybody, he is the one YouTube creator that did hit me up when I was in the hospital and say, I hope you're doing all right. And he sent me $100.
Yeah,
so, you know, and you know,
and I mean, I saw everybody.
and I don't hate the glare. I just
after-
disagree with him on the Karen Reed
I
stuff.
made the announcement that like almost every channel that I follow, true crime wise, reposted it. just
Yeah,
saying they
there were
praying
so
for
many
you.
people that wished me prayers, and even my viewers. Listen, every last, even Justin. Thank you, guys. That meant a lot when I was going through that. I mean, that was the scariest thing I've ever been through in my life. I almost died, and for everybody that said a little prayer for me, I don't even give a fuck if you hate me out there and you faked it like Justin. Thank you. Thank you to Justin. Thank you to all you guys. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, right?
Illuminati said she texted you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Clue. Thank you. I'm talking about because he said I helped your family. I mean,
I don't think he actually said that. This is where when you're listening to a person they're repeating what he actually said. I was offended by it, and I heard what he said, and he said that he
prayed for me.
Told his audience that you had a heart attack and that we wish him well, and that we got to pray for his health.
Yeah, I would do the same thing for anybody.
That's not something you bring back to somebody after they're well. It's like your whole prayer doesn't count no more.
Yeah, like, yeah, just because you prayed for me means I got to take your side on
you're
behavior.
Indebted to him for life.
Yeah, I'm not indebted to anybody. That's what I say. I don't owe anybody anything up here. Thank you guys. And if any, you know, my viewers, I wish anything was happening to you guys, I'd pray for you guys in a second. A stranger, a homeless person. I don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody. My prayers are with everybody. I love people. I think
you don't wish ill on anybody.
I don't wish ill on nobody, and I don't hate anybody. I don't hate Justin. I don't hate Baby Gap. Do I pick on him because this is YouTube, and do I call out bad behavior? Yeah, I do. That's what I do.
You only really pick on people you like, though.
Yeah, if I pick on you a little bit, it depends. If I'm
it's
back
a different
and
type
forth
of
with
pick.
you.
Like, I don't consider this stream you picking. I think you're just
telling the truth,
responding and you're
being truthful. I'm not.
But like with the glare, you kind of pick.
Yeah, I pick with the glare. Like I call him names, Baby Gap, and joke about his tight clothes, and that is a. I don't know. It's a little back and forth. It's what do they call it over there? Can read ass grab.
Oh,
playing a little ass grab.
You play ass grab with them? That's cute.
I mean, I guess, you know, banner back and forth.
That's not what they call that. Ass grab is ass grab.
Where they're fighting with each other,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But far
Can
as,
we finish at least listening to her?
I just like the people know it ain't nothing personal against me and none of these YouTubers. I don't hold shit people say on YouTube to heart.
Okay.
Because somebody talks bad about me. You know how many people talk bad about me on YouTube? A lot. And I'm not mad at none of them people.
So the next day on my thing, I was like, doing he lies, right? And Justin comes in my chat and he's cheering me on because he likes what he hears. He likes to see that I was doing an imitation of Dolly, a person he was upset with the night before. But
he doesn't do drama.
Then
he don't do drama.
Days after it, I came on a chat. I came out of my live and I was singing. I was reading the lyrics to an Eminem song, "Take My Hand," right? So I woke up thinking about the song, and I'm not afraid to take stand. Everybody, come take my hand, and I'm gonna let you listen to what Justin came in that live and was encouraging me, and he was like, "I love it, Julie." And he says, when Julie says, he was saying, and then he said on his live, when Julie said, Fuck them, feed them beans. That's a line from the Eminem song, not mine. That wasn't my line. That was a line I read from the Eminem song. I'm like, yeah, fucking feed them beans. It's funny. It's funny, right? Now Justin wants to spin that and use it against me. Like, that's my
Ollie lets me
catchphrase.
hash
Fucking
Gator
feed
Neck.
me. He was appreciative and complimenting me on my ability to stand up for him. But now he's using it to describe me, to give me a little title, give me a little catchphrase. Okay. We all can think of catchphrases for other people.
Gator neck.
Justin.
Gator neck, right?
So he's going to say, so when Seth comes on to say, yeah, Julie Skolnick, she's mad because I won't work with her. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I think you're uninformed. Don't do your research. Don't look at anything I've accomplished or who I am, or watch me to see, you know, except I guess if you get a message that I'm talking about something you don't want to hear me talk about, and you know, I don't know who's taking orders from who, but Seth says he's in charge. He's the general.
29
Okay, general.
months, ma'am.
You're in charge of
Long
Tony.
time.
Got it.
I bet Julie can crip walk.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you and Tony, I just said I didn't like it when you and Tony demanded I take my petition down and wouldn't even talk to me on the phone about it. Wouldn't even hear me out about how I feel about protecting autistic children and all children from child abuse, and making sure that law enforcement enforces the laws.
R.I.P. Nipsey
Not
Hussle.
just, you know, at random, not just when it's not.
All right,
their
you're
friend.
over. You can
If
turn
it's
it
their
off.
friend,
Okay.
they don't press charges or something.
Okay. So that was the good part. So basically, you know, she's saying now I ain't lying, which I ain't have no reason to lie about none of that shit anyway. Okay. Like, would I wake up today and go, well, let me go tell YouTube a bunch of lies while I'm wiping the coals out my eye, right? I got out of bed for this shit.
If
All
they
right.
were in the same place, why didn't they go to court for Betty?
I don't know. They were all there and then back up the bullhorn. Okay. Because he said all that shit about Chris and he thought Chris was going to slap the shit out of him.
In the courtroom,
Hey,
that will be a little stupid.
you ever heard that saying on site? When I see you, that shit's on site. Okay. I don't care where we at. Right. I don't give that. We could be in Mickey D's. We could be in the courthouse.
Yeah, but you
it wouldn't be the first fight in court. I've seen fights at court.
I have too.
I've seen families attack each other in court lots of times. Right. So domestic situations are always the most dangerous situation. You ask any police what the most dangerous call is, they say a domestic situation, because when you show up there, everybody's mad and everybody wants you to do something different. It's the most dangerous thing is dealing with domestic situations, right? So speaking of which, let's get through some of this other stuff. Before I jump into the Michael Monkey Vaughn stuff, I want to tap in on the Summer Wells stuff because it has to do with the Sebastian Rogers things. So today somebody sent me a call that went to the intelligence agency. They called up there, I guess, where you report a tip. And in that, it went over 2 missing kids that they're interested in. The first one was Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, who went missing February 26, 2024, Hendersonville, Tennessee. Okay. And then they go through, they don't believe he's in Henderson. They don't believe he's in Tennessee anymore. These people are so full of shit. They need to stick to media and they need to stick to bounty hunting. All right. The missing kids thing is not their forte, right? They just, I mean, listen, I'm glad people are getting involved, right? Trying to get involved, but I just don't have a good vibe about that. Okay. So it's just like, if you want to help kids, why'd you pick 2 high profile kids? Okay. Why'd you pick the 2 highest profile kids that are going on right now on YouTube? Why didn't you pick, there's kids all over this country that's missing. There's kids in the city you're in missing. Like here, there's Cody Bigsby, right? We're still searching for his body here in Virginia. Why are you not looking for Cody? Why are you not looking for other kids? Why is it these high profile cases that you're doing? And now they've added Summer Wells. When you call this tip line, it says we're looking for Summer Wells, that there's a $47,000 reward from Dog the Bounty Hunter and this intelligence agency. But but when you look online, some of these people that are offering these rewards seem to be in tax debt, according to Google. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Google may not be right. Maybe they've paid off some of these debts and they do have money. But this is something they need to stay out of. Okay. This is just my opinion, right? Like, listen, you do what you're good at. Okay. I understand the bounty hunter's good at bounty hunting people. Get out there and bounty hunt, catch every criminal in the world, but you don't go from criminal hunting to searching for missing kids. And not really be doing it. You know, we heard about kicking in doors and citizens arrest, and I'm showing up in Tennessee, and nobody's seen any of that happen. Did it happen? Maybe, but I didn't see it. Nobody else seen it, right? You know, and I just think it don't help the Summer Wells case. Now, and you know, anybody out here, like Summer Wells is the reason I got into true crime. I say it all the time. I'm making a point to say it. Because all the kids out here, I want them all found, don't get me wrong. But the day Summer Wells, there's some answer for Summer Wells, I'm going to celebrate just maybe a little tiny bit more. Okay? That was the case that broke my heart, that twisted it. Like, I didn't even know I had one. I mean, I had no clue to who Summer Wells was. I wasn't in true crime. And I still remember the day Stony Stone came in and said, Dolly, you ever heard of Summer Wells? And I said, no, never heard of her. He's like, well, man, you got to check it out. It's the craziest case ever. And I didn't pay him no mind. I didn't instantly check it out. It may have been like a month or so later. I was sitting around one night. That's back when I smoked and I was smoking. And I was like, well, let me just look into it, right? Some reason that it stuck in my head, the name, right? And I looked into it and I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And it, like I said, I have a daughter, and this story just, I don't know. The whole dysfunctionalness of it and how it all went down, it really grabbed my heart. Like, and went, and it's like a rabbit hole. You start looking in it, but I fell into the rabbit hole. I started watching. Next thing you know, I'm on Ben Hill Road. Okay. In the holler, in the woods, walking around the woods by myself too. Completely by myself, middle of Tennessee, in the hollers, searching these woods all up. Remember for anybody that's been with me that long, we found a sign up in the woods and stuff like that. For anybody that's been rocking with Dolly for that long, y'all remember that moment. And when I got to Ben Hill Road, it was like a show to me, guys. Just like, you know, I watch it on YouTube. I'm a YouTube fan, just like you guys in the chat room watch YouTube for entertainment. And the story was like a soap opera or a show to me. When I got there, the realness of it hit me like a fucking ton of bricks. Like the emotion of it, the realness of it, I can't even explain the feeling of how much sorrow and pain I felt for Summer Wells. This little girl has changed my life. Till this day, Summer Wells changed my life. Just the direction I was going in, and I changed complete directions. Like, I stopped and say, what the hell am I doing? There's so much more I could be doing. I could be using my voice for good, right? And ever since, I have been. And that is thanks to this little girl. And this is why I haven't given up. This is why I want her found so bad. And this is why when I came in, I started giving people a hard time about the misinformation, right? Same thing in the Sebastian Rogers case. The misinformation pisses me off because there are people that do want these kids found. There's people out here that do go out and search, right? So if you start throwing out things that are false leads, and they got to stop what they're doing to check out what you're saying, and it's all a lie, and it's leading them down a different path that's not going to lead to justice for this child, it is a travesty. It's the worst thing you can humanly do. And I came out here and I called out some people in the Summer Wells case. And so many people got mad at me because I was the new guy calling people out for lying and making up shit. And people were mad at me. And I use a prime example. Remember cracking cases, Cam and Allie. I said, look, guys, this ain't what you think. These people signed non-disclosure agreements. They've been paid. Benny Keys has been paid. These people are purposely spreading misinformation, and it don't help the case any. And so many people got mad at me over this, right? I'm unsubscribing, I'm unsubbing, but it didn't matter to me. The point is, I want this little girl found. Now people come to me and go, Dolly, you was right. They were on drugs. They ended up losing their own kids, right? They ended up losing their own kids. Benny Keys ends up going to jail. They kick him. He's not even allowed on the fucking internet anymore, right? So all these things I was saying now, people go, Dolly, you wasn't lying. You're being real. You're being truthful. But it's the after the fact thing. Just like people are saying now, well, Dolly wasn't lying. Well, I wasn't lying then. Okay, I wasn't lying to nobody then. I was telling absolutely the truth, right? And the way I feel about this, it don't come in and start putting out these fake clues like we see in the Sebastian Rogers case. And that's what I'm saying when these people get involved in the Summer Wells case. Listen, it's been over 3 years in the Summer Wells case, right? Some of the craziness has calmed down. Some of the circus has calmed down. And I don't want to see Summer Wells turn back into a circus. I don't want to see that. I think it needs to calm down to get back what is meant to happen. And that's searching and looking and trying to find answers for this kid. All these people that profited off of it and turned it into a shit show, a lot of these people are gone. There's still people left. There's still, I know you was going to say it. There's still people left, right? But not as many. It's not as bad as it once was because they all went to Sebastian.
But see, this is where I'm going to be a double agent or the good cop, bad cop. You were just saying the other day how all of the Summer Army people are now gone off the case.
Not all of them.
But no. So like, what if this new attention does bring it back to light?
If it brought it to a good light, is one thing.
Possible, yeah.
If you bring in a negative light, you can shine light on things, but is it a good light or is it a bad light? All light ain't good. Some is negative light, and they've done this a lot. Like, do I want to chase a green? It'll be a blue hoodie person in the summer. It'll be back to the red truck. We're looking for this red truck at damn Texas Roadhouse.
I actually saw it. I actually
the red
saw
truck stuff.
The
again?
red truck.
I know. That's what I'm saying. This is what we need to avoid, guys, as a true crime community. And I don't know if people are scared to say it, but I ain't fucking scared to say it. I am not chasing ghosts.
The red truck.
Right? It's like chasing shit that don't exist.
But I mean, see, you can sit here and say that and suggest it to the crowd, but how do you actually make it? I mean, you can't control anybody but yourself.
I know, but I can plant the seed like that was planted in me. All you can do is suggest to people. All you can do is plant the tree. I can't water the tree for you. I can't make the tree grow. That's on you to do it. Like Stony Stone planted a seed, right? He didn't grow the seed. He just planted it. It was up to me to water that seed. When I looked in the summer, that was me watering that seed that he had planted. And then what happened? A tree sprouted. And that tree has grown to what we do right now. We're not a big tree, okay, but we're a tree. We're a force to it's hard to chop us down, okay? And that is from watering that seed and letting that tree grow. All right. So I just to get on the Summer Wells thing is hopefully these same people won't turn this I'm gonna say back into a shit show, right? Back into what it was at one point. I believe the Summer Wells has calmed down, and I look at that calm as a good thing. There ain't so much misinformation coming out right now. Okay, on it. Ain't a lot of information coming out either, but there ain't a ton of misinformation coming out. And I believe that to be a good thing. All right. Now let's touch on what people want to hear about the Michael Monkey Vaughn situation. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. So Brandon Sherfy Is that how you say it?
Shirtlift.
Shirtlift?
Mm-hmm.
Arrested. Okay.
Mhm.
Non-related charges to Michael Monkey Vaughn right now. Okay. I think that's the key word. Is right now.
Well,
it's unrelated. Okay.
we don't have time. We may want to do it later because I kind of want to go into Michael's case a lot more because I believe things are getting ready to open wide up. But what had happened was Brandon Shirtlift went to Montana, Livingston, Montana, after everything occurred at some point. He went from Idaho, moved to...
You might want to speak up just a little bit because the mic is way over here.
Well, so Brandon moved to Livingston, Montana. He was staying with a family friend that had known his parents, Dan Guthrie. And Dan Guthrie was actually on a channel, and I never remember what it is. It's like PSN, The Missing PSN. Her name is Sam. But he was up there and she was able to ask him a bunch of questions because recently a bunch of Idaho law personnel went to Livingston, Montana to look for Brandon. And I guess either Brandon got word or something happened to where he actually fled from there. But they were like staking out the house. And so Dan had to go out and speak with them. And they told him that they were trying to offer Brandon a plea deal. And the deal was to disclose where Michael Monkey Vaughn was located in exchange for him not to get the death penalty. And so Dan, being this family friend of his, is like, the way he was talking, he sounded distraught. Like, oh my God, this is my friend. I called him bro. Like, we're brothers, basically.
I ate ribs with that dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, well, I've let him hang with my kids. And like, he's been around my family. Like, what is it that he's accused of doing? And trigger warning, these law enforcement
Well, his friend knew what he was
doing,
what he was involved in. It ain't the first he's heard of it.
But this was in regards to Michael. He wanted to know because he was saying, well, look, this man's been around my kids. Like, what have I involved myself in as far as this individual and what he did to this child? And they told him that he was allegedly accused. I don't even know how you word this because this is just what they're alleging. To have placed Michael in a plastic bag and suffocate him.
Brandon is the one that they're alleging is the killer of Michael Monkey Vaughn. Now, listen, I love Brandy to death. I think she is a great woman.
She's very sick.
Hopefully, she's been
she's very sick.
And hopefully she's not watching this tonight because we don't even want her to hear.
She's heard this a million times.
I know she has, but I just still don't want her to hear it.
Either.
I pray to God she's not listening, right? Because it's just, I know every time she hears this, it takes a little piece of her heart away. And it has to be said to bring awareness to it, but I just know it probably hurts her every time to hear this, right?
Missing PNW Crimes Revised is what the channel's called.
So we know that on that video from that doorbell camera, Brandon was seen. Okay. And we know Stacy's a big fat wad of shit that can barely move. He fucking huffs and puffs when he moves an arm, right? We know Brandon grabbed that child, allegedly. Okay.
He's the one that was seen on the camera.
He was seen on the camera. He was the most athletic one of them three.
His response of stating that it was not him was because the tattoo looking thing on his leg. He does not have any tattoos except for on his back, I believe. But and see, this is why I keep telling you guys whenever you do your disclosure, I'm always like, and the internet's forever. He posted pictures of himself coloring all over his arm. Like, it literally looks like a full sleeve. He literally took pen and drew out a full sleeve on his arm. So they showed that to him, his friend, as an example of like why this still could possibly be him.
Yeah. It's him.
It's him.
It's him.
There's no way it's not.
Right. And I always thought that he ran down Michael Monkey Vaughn.
And they believe that's not what happened, because that was one of the speculations in the beginning. I got that information like a couple months ago that they ruled that out as a possibility.
What, that he grabbed him?
That he a lot of people thought he might have like accidentally ran him down. Like
no, I don't mean him ran him down. I mean got out the car, chased him, and grabbed him and brought him with him. I don't mean ran him over.
Right. And I believe that's what they're alleging.
Because he was seen right outside the splash pad. And for you guys that watch my videos, I did a video from the splash pad out there in Fruitland, Idaho. Right. And all that, you know, I went door to door. Matter of fact, me and Bullhorn Betty went door to door around that whole neighborhood, asking neighbors just questions. Did you see anything? Did you hear anything? We just want to remind people of the case. And we talked to almost every neighbor in that neighborhood. And there was one lady that did see something. She was standing, she lived right adjacent to the splash pad, and she seen when Brandy had pulled up looking for him, that Brandy was running through the splash pad area, like freaking out. And her husband thought Brandy had lost her dog. Right. And the lady said, I looked at my husband and goes, she ain't looking for a dog acting like that. She's missing a child. And that's when she realized at that point, that woman, that a kid was missing. She said she knew just by how erratic the behavior of Brandy running around, just freaking out in the park, that her child was missing. And so we know that at that point that Brandy was freaking out from the very beginning of this, you know. But you know, Mike, he wanted somebody to play with. He was just an average kid. And what a lot of people don't understand is how could he get out the door with the father there? Now, I've been to their house, and I want to explain this to you guys. When you go to their house, there's 2 front doors, which is weird because when you go up to the house, there's a garage, and I don't know if they've made the garage into like a living space, but right beside the garage in the front of the house is a door. Okay. There's one door. Now there's a sidewalk. You can go down the sidewalk, and then there's a porch, and there's a second door. All right. So they have 2 doors in the front of the house. So when Tyler was in the house, he went to order a pizza and smoke, because they don't smoke in the house. They go out to the garage and he smokes. He went out to the garage to smoke a cigarette, and Mikey went out the front door. Okay. So there's 2 doors in the front. That's how you could get out. They could both be at the front door at the same time, but he went out the front door, and that's how he was able to miss him, come back in the house, you know, started to look for him and realize he was gone. By that time that this all transpired, that's all it took, because these monsters were driving through the neighborhood. And when you go into their neighborhood, guys, I want to make this super clear for you. There's one road in and there's one road out. You can only get into the neighborhood one way, and you can only get out one way. There ain't no other way to get out the neighborhood. If so, you got to go through cornfields, and you better be in a jacked up 4x4 truck that can drive through a cornfield, because there's one way in, one way out. And there's a neighborhood on the right. There's 2 neighborhoods on the right, and there's one neighborhood on the left. Monkey Vaughn lives on the left. Past Monkey Vaughn's house to the right is where Stacy and Sarah Wandra lived. So at some point they were coming down, and you hear from their own statements, they stopped when they got to the main road to put power steering fluid in the truck.
Which doesn't make sense, because why would they leave their driveway, not do it there?
Why not do it
like
at
10 feet over and then stop to put it? It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. It don't make any sense, right? So they pull over on the side of the road because it's not to put power steering. They may have used that as a reason to look like they're sitting there. They did this to grab Michael Monkey Vaughn. Okay. He was seen. He had made it back to where his house was. He was in that area. And if you watch the intro of my video of tonight, you'll see me standing on a corner. That is the corner that Michael Monkey Vaughn lives on. I'm standing to the right of Michael Monkey Vaughn's house. There's a little house beside me. You'll see it in the intro, right in the very start of the intro of my show, where the music's playing. I am standing right there on the corner in Fruitland, Idaho. Matter of fact, we're in that where I'm standing at the river. That is the Snake River. That sits adjacent to Michael Monkey Vaughn's house. When you go past the cornfield, you go down a hill, and the Snake River is down there. My worry was that at the point we didn't know Michael Monkey Vaughn was kidnapped. He was missing when I was there. And then it slowly came out that he was kidnapped. But so I went down towards the Snake River to search down near the Snake River and check out the rapids and things like that, because if a kid was to fall in it, it would sweep your ass gone. The Snake River's powerful. I mean, really powerful. So when they pulled over, they seen Michael Monkey Vaughn. I believe Brandon got out the vehicle because he was the one that wasn't 300 fucking plus pounds, right?
On his interview on that same channel I mentioned, that was the day before, a couple of days before Dan's interview. He actually said, I believe, something that was of importance, because that's when everything kind of got turned.
If it comes out this child is in that landfill, I'm going to be like mind blown. So basically, they grab Michael Monkey Vaughn, they leave, and they go to Brandon Surfy, Shirtlift,
yeah,
mother's house. Okay, y'all will know this because I brought Stacy Wandra up here at the request of multiple different people. I didn't want to bring him on my channel. I really didn't want to have nothing to do with the guy, but people wanted him talking. The more he talked, the better it was for the case. Okay, the more information that came out, because I went on the attack on him. As soon as he came up online, I went in the chat rooms and said some of the fucking meanest things you could humanly say. And then people were like, Dolly, you're not helping. I know it's emotional for you, but we need him talking. So then I did what I had to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I invited him onto the show. I befriended him. Right.
Not say that's where I think you can be cordial with somebody, but you don't have to friend somebody. Like, I don't think you befriended him. You just talk to him like a human being.
I wasn't honest. Like, I told him we had so much in common, and
that's not.
I did that to gain his trust.
People to lie to them.
Right. Well, yeah, I did. I don't have nothing in common with this fucking nasty ass dude. Right. But I needed him to talk, and I did this for the benefit of what people were asking. That's all I'm saying. I'm usually not dishonest. I'm usually like, if I don't like you, I don't like you. I usually don't put on a show. Okay. But for this one, I did put on a show. We got him up here. I was nice to him, even though that I would bite him in the face if I really had the opportunity. Right. But I was nice to him, and he started to talk, and he said that they went to Brandon's house. And then on the way back, they pulled over to check the toe straps.
Mm-hmm.
Just randomly pulled over again.
He said that one of them had snapped.
No, he said they just stopped to check them. And
I thought at some point
that they had pulled over across the street from a landfill. And you got to remember, at this point, I had just did the Quentin Simon thing, right? Where Quentin Simon ended up in a landfill. Mm-hmm. And my heart just dropped in my chest, guys. I mean, it was just like, holy shit, right? Like, please don't let this be the case, because, you know, that whole Quentin Simon thing will stick with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Right. And like, coming into true crime, I didn't know I'd be so involved, like directly with the people and shit. I didn't know that. When I came in, I thought I was just going to be talking about it. I didn't know I was going to be connected for life to a lot of these families. Like, you know, I didn't know like the Avra Hook stuff with Jim. I didn't know I was going to be in the trenches and they're going to be finding dead people. And I just never knew any of this was going to happen. I had no fucking clue to what I was getting myself into, any of it. And like I said, when I heard him say that, my heart dropped out my chest. Now the situation's this: they believe that Brandon has suffocated this child in a plastic bag, that he knows where the body is at. He is the kidnapper. And I believe they know this because Stacy's talking.
Stacy's definitely talking. It was in part of the interview with McDonough, and he's showing them, or he's talking them through where in the backyard at the Wanderers, the baby was. He did say something about a crawl space at Brandon's mom's house, and I believe that was the place where the baby was at one point.
At some point in time.
And so that was part of that story and part of that interview.
I see this guy, I just like, he don't look like your typical monster. He don't look like a Kohlberger or a Ted Bundy, or who could do that to a small child? Who could
I
do
don't
this
know.
shit to a
I
small
don't know,
town?
like what in what circumstance would that even
For nothing.
like where would that
To a stranger's child, right? To a stranger's child, who could do these things? And they're willing to let this man live to tell him where Michael is. Let him live. Give him a pass.
Well, that's because they're worried about Brandy and her health.
Yeah, her health
is bad.
Brandy's health has been real bad. Your thumbnails are the best. Thank you. Her health has been really bad, and it's been getting worse. She ain't been getting better. She's been getting worse, and I believe she deserves. If anything happens to Brandy, I know for a fact I want her to get these answers, and I believe that Michael, her health is directly related to her son being kidnapped and possibly killed.
Fund.
Okay.
Give the caramel crunch frap.
Thank you.
And I love me that pesto sandwich.
I don't know what that
Yum.
is, but I like cheese Danishes.
I like the
Oh, that's
caramel crunch wraps. They're good.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Jax. Her health has deteriorated because of her child being gone.
Stress.
She is stressed out. She has worried herself, not to death. I hate to say that word, but she's worrying herself towards death.
Yeah.
And the drinking and just having to cope with the situation has not helped her health whatsoever. Mm-hmm. So not only did they take one life, but they are fringing on possibly hurting a second life, and that is hers. And these damn monsters, you can believe this, when they pay, I'm showing up in Fruitland, Idaho. Mm-hmm. It won't be my last trip to Idaho, that's for sure, because I'm going for Brian Kohlberger. When they pay, you can believe Dolly will be there to see that justice. Okay. Brandy is a wonderful person. She comes from a super nice family. And you got to remember, guys, I'm a vibe person. I can tell when I get around you. I have to be around you, though. The internet, I can get a clue of who you are. But when I'm around you, I can feel your energy. I can tell if you're lying. I can tell if you're a killer. I can tell if you're covering something up. I can tell. And it ain't no telling me no different after that point. Once I've been around you, I know what I know. And I would bet whatever I have on it. That's why I try to get close and get to these places, because once I'm there, I've always been people say it's empath. I say I can just feel your vibe. I mean, people have their own terminology for it.
I would like Ira Wanaradia to search for Michael Monkey Vaughn.
He's not in the water.
I don't think he's in the water. I don't think he's in the water at all. I believe that they pulled over and they got rid of Michael Monkey Vaughn. Sad as that is. And let's just pray to God that there is some justice for this. And we need it fast. We ain't got time to be playing, right? DA and prosecutors out there.
Well, there's another thing that came out on Sam's channel. I've been following that channel for all the monkey updates. They searched Brandon's family owns, just like with the Proud Feet, but this is actually confirmed. His family owns a gravesite or a graveyard, and it's like an all-natural graveyard where they don't utilize coffins, and they have to it's weird. You would have to listen to the video, but they went searching there at one point, and I don't know what they found, but they might have found something. It's being alleged.
Okay. So, well, let's just pray that there's some justice, and we need this swiftly, fast, it got to happen ASAP. Like, they don't have a whole lot of time to be fucking, it's been a while. I know it takes time to get everything together.
They should have had enough time at this point.
We need this to move.
I believe they know
a little more swiftly at this point for certain reasons that I don't even want to think, because I don't want to think it into existence.
Well, the reason that the fact that he got arrested on a warrant over a speeding issue or a traffic issue, people are saying, well, that has nothing to do with the other thing. If you listen to some of these videos, which I posted one of the videos from the channel for anybody that wants to catch up, he was actually being sought after
anyway.
Right. And so they came to look at Dan's house, and they were telling Dan all the stuff that he was facing and what they allege he did, and the fact that he was going to get a plea deal.
They want to give him a chance first.
Right.
Yeah.
And so just because he didn't officially get arrested for this, I do believe they're not letting him out.
His time is ticking away. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They'll get you on whatever they can until they got you. Right. The first mission is let's get you off the street. Right. And then we get you somewhere that we can talk to you, and maybe you'll have more leadway to talk once you realize that the world is closing in around you, and you're done. You are done. Stacy's done. Sarah's done. Adrian may end up being some type of witness or something in this. But you guys are in a world of trouble. And I said this months ago when I was pleading with him to come out and talk. I was like, you're going to prison. Listen, you can make it not as bad on yourself, or it's going to be really bad. But the word on the street is it's been coming down, and it's coming down because we talk to people that we can't say everything, but they let us know that that time is getting closer and closer to happening. And just remember, when they throw the fucking book at you, you're going to see Dolly, right? You're going to see this face right here, because I'm going to be looking right back at you in court, and I'm going to be looking at you like I told you so. I told you so. Now's your chance. I know he can't hear us right now because he's in jail. Adrian's in Washington, D.C.
And I guarantee you they know exactly where he's at.
We know where he's at.
Yeah.
If we know where he's at, the feds and the police know where he's at. He's in Washington, D.C. We know where everybody's at right now. We know the movements. Everybody's been known to movements. Like, if you really follow the case or really involved in the case, you know what's going on, right? Some of the people on YouTube may not know everything yet because it's still developing. And you can't tell everybody everything all the time, right? Because this is important to these kids. The mission is to get justice, and not just for Michael Monkey Vaughn, but for Sebastian, Summer, for everybody. That's the main mission. Sometimes I can't tell you everything that I know, or there's things I have to leave out, or there's reasons I do things that you may not understand, but there's a reason for it. I ain't doing it for nothing. Okay, I ain't doing it because I got to do it. There's a reason behind all my madness. And I want you guys to know that. Okay, one last thing before we get out of here, because we got to eat dinner. Karen Reed. Okay, Karen Reed. What a crazy show this is. Nothing to do with the death of a missing kid, but the death of a former, well, he was a police officer at the time, of a Boston police officer, John O'Keefe. It's alleged she backed over her boyfriend at 24 miles an hour in reverse in her nice Lexus SUV.
Backed over, but it's not technically.
Hit him, backed into him.
Right.
Didn't run him over. He didn't get ran over with the car.
She says her own words. What if I clipped him?
What if I clipped him?
You probably did.
So Tuesday starts the trial of Karen Reed. Opening statements. And I wanted to gauge on you guys tonight. How interested are y'all in the Karen Reed case? How much coverage of the Karen Reed case do you want? Me and PJ is going to be up there near the end of the court case, right? Do y'all want more coverage than that? Do y'all want to see Dolly in Boston supporting the O'Keefe family early on, right? Or do y'all want to just see me and PJ when me and PJ go to Karen Reed? If you're interested in the Karen Reed case, right? There's 1,300 of you in here, right?
Interested, very interested. I'm not interested, not a fan.
Okay.
No.
Not in. Okay. Press
Very
1
interested.
if you're interested. 2 if you could care less. Okay. 1, you're interested. 2, yeah. Put very if you're very interested in it. I see some no's.
No. Interested, yes. No. 1s, 2s, a bunch of 2s.
Okay. So we got a 50-50 crowd.
I say less.
Less.
But I don't think you worded that right, because I mean you're still going to be covering it. You still can cover it here. He's wanting to know if you should go there on day 1 and stay through the week and then stay again and come back. And then out of the 3-4 weeks of the case,
we're going to be covering
the 4 or 5.
We're going to be covering the case. There's no doubt about that. What my main question was this: should Dolly be there? Do y'all think I should be there in person? This is a yes or no question, right? You can put yes, be there, no, don't, right? 1 and 2 is if you're interested or not. But should Dolly be there? I see no.
No, stay home.
No.
No. Stay home. No, no. No, 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 no. All of them are saying no.
Yeah,
you don't
but
have to be.
Who's going to bring you the cult firsthand of what's going on with the
mean,
cult?
I don't really, I'm not interested in the cult, but they might be.
See, somebody has to
because you can cover it. It's going to be on court TV.
I can cover the trial, of course,
Right.
because it's on court TV, but we're not going to be able to see what's going on outside the courthouse if I'm not there. See what I'm saying? If I'm there, you get the trial, you get what's going on outside the
I
court.
see one yes. Who cares? No. Up to you. No. Not interested. If you want to go, then go. Don't waste your money. No. But don't PJ want to go to Boston?
Well, we're definitely going.
He wants to go several times.
Yeah, I'm saying, should I go in the beginning of the trial, in the end of the trial?
Do you go searching? No.
We don't care about all that. Save money and stay in the studio. Yes, go once. Well, we're going once near the end.
I've
anyway.
never been to Boston or Massachusetts, so I wanted to see that. Plus, I wanted to see her in real life.
It's up to you, Dolly. Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what level of coverage you want of the trial. We're going to be covering it here anyway, right? Which, we know there's a lot bigger channels that are going to be covering it that, are pro. Usually the channels that do good covering it is the pro Karen Reed channels, right? We're not a pro Karen Reed channel here. We're a pro John O'Keefe channel here. So we know we're not going to do as good as views as these other channels. The Karen Reed channels are going to do the most views on covering the trial. But we're still going to cover it anyway because we don't do shit for the views, is what I'm saying. We do it because we want to do it, and it needs to be done.
I want to get justice for John and be there for his family.
That's what I'm saying. Much as we can support the family, help the family.
You say that, and then you're like, I want to go see the stupid people out front. Like
I know, but I want to cover it all. I would rather cover it. If I'm going to cover it, I like to cover it. I like to know everything that's going on. What's going on in the courtroom, what's going on outside the courtroom, all of it,
Mm-hmm.
That's why
when FBI says, in my opinion, go to court and you would know 1 to 2 days if it's worth going back. That would be a waste of time and money if you get there and then you realize there's like 500 people watching. That's why he's trying to.
Well, I know there's not going to be a lot of people watching as far as just covering the trial. But I think that more people would watch if you got to experience the whole thing. I know,
because all you get to do extra is watch the people in the front.
Act crazy. Yeah, you get to see that all the stuff of Karen Reed coming out. You get to see her coming in, the whole atmosphere and everything instead of just the trial. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still.
If you want to go, just go.
I'm still debating on I make a couple appearances in Boston.
He wants to go hang out with Claire.
I want to go hang out with Baby Gap. You know what I'm saying? Go play ass grab with Turtle Boy.
He wants to grab his ass.
No, definitely don't want to do any of that. I'm just kidding, guys. Y'all should know when I'm joking and when I'm not. Okay, but the Karen Reed trial is kicking off.
I'm getting hungry.
Okay, the Karen Reed trial is kicking off, and we will be covering that either from Boston, some of it from Boston, and some of it from the studio. But at some point, we're both going to be in Boston. Okay. My question was to gauge how interested you guys were in this. And like I said, a lot of people over here, they could give a shit less, right? But I like to bring people, even if I'm covering it, even if it's not for a lot of people, I still like to bring you guys the best content that I can bring to you guys. Okay, so that's why just like we went to Megan Boswell, we could have covered Megan Boswell from here, but it's a little bit of be there.
We ended up going to Search for Summer and doing other stuff.
Yeah, we did.
That was a whole planned trip even before that. I added the Megan stuff.
Yeah, we did.
We were going there to Search for Summer. We got a little different.
Yeah, we got multiple things done. There ain't a lot of multiple cases right now in that area for me to go, well, I can do a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1.
Read my comment. Go in the beginning, acknowledge the family, then explore with PJ, and then go all at the end. I have a set time where I can get off work. So I can only go in the one set time that I've gotten as approved.
Yeah.
So whether or not he goes extra, that's on what
Yeah,
he
I'm
said.
thinking about flying in. Me and PJ are driving in. Okay. I'm thinking about flying in for a couple days in the beginning of the trial and supporting O'Keefe's.
See, that's what I said for closing arguments and penalty phase. That's exactly where we would make it if with my week is the closing arguments.
And then
usually.
like go for a couple days, come back, cover it here from the studio with you guys. All right. Well, let's get a grasp of what's going on outside in the town and the people and all that stuff. And then I'll come back. I'll cover it live here from the studio with you guys. And then, of course, me and PJ will go back for the end of the trial and what's going to transpire at the end. This channel is the only one I trust. Well, thank you. Thank you. Because you know you're going to get the real shit here. Okay. You're going to get what really is going on. And even if you don't agree with my opinion, you're going to get my real opinion. Okay. On the case. It's everybody don't agree with me. I think the majority of people disagree with me on Karen Reed. I think
I don't agree.
A lot of people disagree with
They
me.
don't. After that documentary came out, a lot of people changed their mind.
I want you to expose the paid actors. There you go. So we'll see how everything goes.
Oh, you know what that was in reference to the Kate stuff where they think that they have like actual paid actors.
That's a little tricky one because I think because you got to remember I have spent time with these people already, and they're mostly bingo moms. Okay, right? They're like, listen, I don't want to say anything bad about the people because I believe they're good people. I think
it's the same, like I said with Sebastian's case, as people
they
want
believe
friends.
it. They want it. They want friends, and they believe it, and they overlook things that they. But I believe all in all the people of Canton and Denham and Boston, I believe they're really good people. A lot of nice people. I can't really say anything bad about the people. It's just they believe what they believe, right? That don't make me hate you or dislike you. It's just you believe something different than me. I'm an adult. I don't get mad at you for believing something different than me. You don't have to believe the same thing I believe. They're a little bit different. They want you to believe what they believe or fuck you, right? But I'm not that guy. You can believe completely different than me. And I just think that we disagree. Nothing mad. You could be a great person. I don't know. Just I don't think you're right about this, and you don't think I'm right about this. But that don't mean either one of us are bad people.
Right.
Right? It just means we don't agree. We're humans. Humans ain't always going to agree on everything. So I don't really think they're paid actors. I believe they're misguided people, is what I think. Not bad people, but just misguided. They got a lot of bullshit information, and it made them come to a conclusion without all the information. And we'll see how it goes. I may be up in Boston a little bit in the beginning, and we're definitely going to be there near the end. So I just wanted to gauge it tonight, bring that up, that this trial is starting Tuesday, and we're going to be doing live coverage during the day of the Karen Reed trial. We're not going to forget about any of these missing kids. We're still going to cover that stuff, but we just wanted to know that we're bringing that information coming up next week. It'll start, and it's going to go for a long fucking time.
It's not.
Over a
shorter.
month, 6 to 8
they're
weeks.
saying no. They changed it. They're saying 3 to 5. I think.
That's still a good little ways. 3 to 5 weeks.
It was
is a pretty long
8,
trial.
Or it was like 8.
I thought it was supposed to be 6 to 8.
They changed it. It's going to be a lot shorter. They got their info tightened down.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to discuss that with you guys. And listen, in the comment box down below, tell us what you think about Sebastian Rogers and company of what's going on in this case. And of course, what can we do to help? What can we do to bring some justice to Sebastian Rogers? Also, let us know what you think about the Monkey Michael Vaughn situation. And is it okay that these people are putting out rewards that we don't know if they're legit or not for Summer Wells? Because you got to remember, the original award in the Summer Wells case was put into a fund.
And then it got
so you know it was real.
Yeah.
None of these rewards are being put into a fund.
I was listening to someone, I don't remember who it was, but they were reading the stipulations for their reward. And I believe it was like a retinal scan that you had to do or something real weird. and they do like a credit check, and there's like all these like stipulations to you getting the reward money.
For the intelligent. Yeah, like what I'm saying is when a reward is 100, they put it into a fund, and then when you find a person, that reward is from that fund. That money's already there.
Right.
I trust that. Other shit I don't trust, and that's just my opinion. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments down below. Okay. And Karen Reed, if you're interested in it, let me know. All right. And let me know, should I be there or not? That's the questions.
Should you be there more than once?
More than once. Yeah. Because we're going to be there no matter what.
Yeah.
But should I be there more than once to support the family? Should I be there near the beginning? Let me know that in the comment box down below. And I may see you guys late tonight. I can't promise you anything. Me and PJ got to go to dinner. We're hungry. We will see you guys later. And remember, PJ likes you, but Dolly loves you. Peace.